Young Crasher, have a good day at work. Hopefully, I can help the time go by. What's going on, Lindy? Oh shoot, I don't have my. I got. You would think as much as I do this, I would learn what I need on and when to start. What's up, Ruby? And I just be over here. Just not doing that. Oh, what's broken? Oh, okay, there you go. Now I see. Now I see you. Yeah, I told y'all I was gonna be on early today. Hold on. Let's see. Do I like this lighting? I think that one's probably the best. Hey, P Tall, how's it going? P Tall. Is that right? Yeah, I told you I was gonna be on early today. You guys know me. You guys know me. There is only one thing in this whole world that I love. There's only one thing in this world that I love more than talking politics and having fun chatting with y'all and all sort of stuff. And that's Charger football. And that's Charger football. Yeah, appreciate that. And that's Charger football, baby. I haven't missed a game in I don't even know. I haven't missed a Chargers game. I don't even know. I don't even know. My daughter's going into high school. I told her, like, hey, if you ever get married, it better not be on a Sunday during football season. And if it is, it better be on Chargers bye week. Okay. I would aim for, maybe like an early summer wedding. Spring maybe. What do I think of Omarion? Great question, Illusion. I think that was the best pick that we could have gotten. I would love to see the pairing with him and Najee. If Najee can get his eyes straight, us just losing Slater absolutely freaking killed us. I am so mad about it. We just signed that dude last month, and now he's already out for the season, which blows. I'm really hoping they can move Joe Alt over to the left tackle spot so that we can actually have a sufficient run game, because we have if Najee Harris can get right and Omarion Hampton can get right, and with the re-signing of Keenan Allen, which I think will open up things for Ladd McConkey, I think that we look pretty good this year. Hold on, where's that chat at? Has that not come through yet? Where did that chat go? Oh. Her too. You're trying to get me in trouble, dude. You're trying to get me in trouble, bro. You're trying to get me in trouble, bro. You're trying to get me in trouble, bro. Well, welcome everybody in. How you guys doing today? We're about to get this thing started, get this thing moving. Welcome in. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I got that. So this isn't actually. So this is like my preseason game jersey. Yeah, I got my regular season game jersey, and actually I'm about to order. well, hopefully order a couple more jerseys too. So, I guess I really want to. Anyways, if you guys are new here, welcome in. Hope everybody's having a great day. We're going to get into some conversations about politics and other things and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. We're going to do that today. We do that every day, but Thursdays, actually. We got here and we have political conversations. We don't live in echo chambers. We have conversations with people who disagree with me because that's how we get things solved in the United States. We don't get things solved by sitting in our own little echo chambers. So if you support Trump and you would like to be part of the conversation, there's two ways you can come up and have a conversation with me. One of those is to hit that multi-guest request button if you're on the TT side. That's a great way to do it. If you're not on the TT side and you're on, either the other platforms that we're live on right now, you guys can see that phone number that's right on my page. It's either above my head if you're in a vertical live, or it's over here on the side if you're in a horizontal live. You call that number, I answer the phone, we have a conversation. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's not difficult at all. We're going to do this and we're going to pretty much run this until the Charger game starts, honestly. Yeah, you're right. Yes, 2025 Hall of Fame inductee Antonio Gates, baby. Let's go. Sorry. Pixie, you're having surgery this Thursday. I hope everything's okay. I do. I hope everything's okay. I hope everything's okay. Hopefully your hoodie gets there in time to snuggle in with after the surgery. I should get a Seau jersey. I don't have a Seau jersey. I would love an original Seau jersey. I am, with Keenan Allen return to the Chargers, I am going to get a Keenan Allen jersey this year. I don't have one. So that's going to be the jersey of the year. I also have to get one for Ari too. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I'm pretty. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Let's get this thing started. Let's open up the guest request box. Let's get this thing started. No time like the present. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, shoot. I lost everything for a second. Can everyone see me? Why can I not read that? What's going on? Why is everything muted? Hello?
What? Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Calling my... Hey, it's Pennsylvania in the building.
What's up, PA? Hold on one second, man. I
finally... I don't give a fuck. Pennsylvania in the building. You can hear me?
I don't give a fuck.
All right. So, I'm finally here because I've been watching you for, a day or two. Sit here and talk to these hooligans that don't know any laws, can't stand up for our rights, and you muted that guy yesterday because he had all the valid points, and the whole chat's like, W caller. And you're like, muting him every time he has a valid point, right? It's like, bro, is that, do you live in a democracy, or are you a dictator? Like,
well, first of all, in the United States is a democracy. Okay. So
yeah, I know that.
So like, let me
hold
on. Let me give you an example, right? Does your neighborhood get to, have a vote on whether or not you let homeless people into your house?
Homeless people? You mean the immigrants?
No, I meant just homeless people. But you can say immigrants too. It really doesn't matter. Does your neighborhood get to do a vote on whether or not you let them into your house or not?
There's no type of...
Sir, it's a very, very simple question. Sir.
No, sir, I'm here for Trump. I'm here for Trump, and I'm here for...
That's cool, sir. Now, are you going to answer my question or no?
Okay. No, there's no vote. Go ahead. All right. Try to
that's because, but sir,
then we'll get on,
but sir, no, we're talking about your point, okay? Because you said, do we not live in a democracy? right? So therefore, if we live in a
my God.
democracy,
No, I'm just asking
all right.
you. I'm just
Sir,
asking
if you don't
why
have the
you think
ability
the
to be
caller.
quiet long
I'm
enough
just
for us to have a
asking.
conversation, then I will hang up this phone. Okay? So
The
this is going to be
question.
your last chance.
Exactly
This
my
is going to
point,
be your
buddy.
last
Exactly
chance.
my point.
Sir, I don't care what your point is. Okay? Last chance to actually try to have a conversation with you. After that, I'm just going to move on to somebody else that has, all of their emotions in check. Okay?
All right,
Okay.
go ahead and ask your little
Perfect.
questions, and
So
then
the
I'll get to
reason
my point. Go
why,
ahead, go
the
and do it.
reason
Go ahead
why,
and try to do your thing.
all right, cool. We'll just move on to the next person. Thank you. I did really try. The reason why your neighborhood doesn't get to vote on that is because even though we live in a democracy in the United States, we do not live in a democracy in this live. See, I could have said that and been done, and we could have been moved on a long time ago. I tried to say just those 5 words, those last 5 words, 3 different times. 3 different times. All he had to do was let me finish those words, and we could have moved on to the conversation. Sad, sad, sad. Sad, sad, sad. But hey, this is what happens when MAGA doesn't raise their children. Okay? And then they send their children over to me to be raised. That's crazy. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
Me, I'm 19 years old.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't, man. Honestly, just wanted to come up here and say, man, love your content. Keep it up, man. And honestly, that last guy you just got, man, fuck that guy, dude. That guy was being respectfully.
I appreciate it, man.
Why people come on the calls and just they can't get their eyes to each other. I just don't get it.
I don't
Why?
either, man.
Why do you crash that?
But I am going to move on. I hope you have a wonderful day, all right, man?
Yeah.
I don't understand either. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey,
Awesome.
I'm not a Trump supporter, but I wanted to call and just say you're doing good work. I don't have the patience. I don't think a lot of people have the patience to try to debate these people. And yeah, someone has to do it. So thank you.
That is true. Someone does have to do it. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you, bro?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
How old am I? 36.
36. Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I support Trump, brother.
Awesome. Why is that?
How do you feel about some of his policies he's doing now? Because I have a lot of friends that support Trump, right? And then they feel like a lot of shit he's doing recently has been kind of, not what we wanted.
Well, I mean, I guess that depends on what you wanted.
Well, some of the policies, some of the tariffs, some of the stuff he's doing to, small businesses, they said he wouldn't do, kind of hurt, everybody. I support Trump 100%.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
I
That's
feel
exactly
like
what he said he was going to do.
Well, I mean, with the tariffs, he's kind of hurting small businesses, don't you think?
Yeah, no shit. That's why the entire time when Donald Trump was running in the election and he kept saying, we're going to do tariffs, 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 and the left was saying that's going to destroy small businesses, that's what happened.
I mean, it's destroying small businesses, business people like me that want to own a business, that want to support Trump. But with the pricing, I mean, it's killing me, Like, first, it's for the vapes. I sell vapes. He's killing me on the vape stuff. It went from $20 a piece to $40 a piece.
That's
now.
the second time I've heard that actually in this last week.
Yeah. And
Hey, so I'll be honest with you. Hold on. I need to get my countdown in. Okay, hold on. I have a countdown app.
Okay.
Yeah. So I picked a really good time because I am currently, as of today, 214 days off of nicotine. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
214 days. Yeah. It was January actually when I started, when I quit, right before Trump came into office, which is crazy time to freaking just be quitting that type of stuff. But before that, I did vape quite a bit, right? And that's the second time I've heard that prices of those have skyrocketed and gone way up, have gone way up. But sir, again, this is exactly what the left said would happen because this is one of the reasons why we don't have broad sweeping tariffs on, across the United States as it is, because they affect things like small businesses. Because again, for small businesses like yourself, apparently you sell those products and stuff like that, right? You probably have a lot of harder time getting it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough, and it kind of hurt my business by 50%. I still support Trump, but I just wish there was a game plan before all this happened. That's
Yeah,
why
sir.
I'm
There was a game plan. That was his game plan.
Well, game plan for small businesses to be able to be prepared for something like this. Because it kind of just
Sir,
threw us for a loop. And,
Sir, it shouldn't have thrown you for a loop, okay? Donald Trump said he was going to start tariffing all of these countries, okay? You as a small business owner should have understood, hey, You know, like
It's insane.
what's up, RJ? You should have understood as a small business owner that does that you get your products from overseas and that these tariffs were going to hurt your business. Problem
is, if we don't get it from overseas, the prices will be doubled anyways, So, I just wish, there was some kind of plan, some kind of game plan where you could work out, with these overseas guys, China specifically, to work with them so that way these small businesses don't get hurt. That's the only thing I wanted to, mention, because, it hurts. And I was, just ran across your video, and I support what you do, but, I just wanted to mention that, kind of hurts, son.
Yeah, hey, I really appreciate that, man, and I think you already do. But again, sir, the economic policy that you're getting from Donald Trump when it came to tariffs and the pain that it's putting on small businesses is exactly what he ran on. Every economist said that was going to happen, including it was going to, increase the prices of things that we get from overseas, like vapes. Like it's going to increase the prices of things across the United States, which is doing right now. We're seeing inflation, especially on things on groceries. Exactly what you voted for is what you're getting. And if you're saying you support Trump, you're saying you support that. So you're saying you support Trump more than your own business, which is just wild.
Which is, that's absolutely not. I support my family and trying to feed my family, and going 50%, losing 50%, net losses at so far in 6 months, we're going on fourth quarter here. It's hurting, So, the supporting Trump thing, man, I'm kind of thinking twice about it. And I'm like, holy shit, what happened? I should have probably looked into it a little bit more,
Yeah, probably should have.
On our end.
Yeah.
Yep. I appreciate talking to you, man.
It's insane.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, too.
RJ, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says, dude is mad about Trump's entire economic policy. Y'all, if y'all don't follow RJ, I don't even know what you're doing at this point. RJ Core, great debater, we have a lot of fun on his live. Really, really good stuff. So good seeing you, bud. Happy to have you over here. And Jocular, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, congratulations on kicking the nicotine, Polly. Here's what's really bad. Oh, by the way, phone lines are open. We're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate y'all. I thank you guys for the support. I will say I was pretty good until I just found out I wasn't going to be able to go to a cigar factory that I like to go to. And I'm like, Ugh. Anyways, hello, how are you?
Bad.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem. Is like I was like we're gonna go out of town and there's a cigar factory where we go out of town at, and I was like telling Aria, I was like, oh, like, we're gonna hit the cigar factory. And she just kind of like looked at me, and I was like, shit, I don't get to go to that anymore. I guess I still could, but is it really worth it? Hello, how are you?
Yo.
Hi, how old are you?
Yo.
Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
38.
How old?
38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I think for too long, Democrats and Republicans have been a uni party.
Hey man, you're kind of breaking up over here. Sorry, it was just cutting out a bit.
How about now?
Yeah, it sounds okay now. Go ahead.
A little better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I would say just for too long, Democrats and Republicans have been a uni party that don't bring results to the American
It's
people.
insane.
So I see Trump basically as like a monkey wrench into the system that now these people have to deal with.
And who's having to deal with it? And who's having to deal with what? No.
Everybody's
still
having to deal with this.
We're still exactly in the same two-party system that we were in before. When we have the next election, it'll still be another two-party election. The Democrats are still going to be doing exactly what the Democrats are doing, and the only difference is that Republicans have moved further right. So if you're looking for something that's going to disrupt the two-party system and try to get rid of this so-called uniparty that you're talking about, then you did absolutely nothing.
So you think the political environment that we're in right now is the same as what it's been like under Obama, under Bush, under Clinton?
No, we're much
under all
more
of our
fascist
past
now.
presidents? Okay, but you just said it's the same.
Yeah, we're more
You
fascist,
said
but
this-
that doesn't change the institution. The things that you're talking about are a change in the institution of our government. Institutionally, we have not changed. We've just become more fascist.
Well, I don't need it to institutionally change. I don't care that there's a two-party system. I just want the two-party, like I want, it would be nice if one of the parties would deliver what they say they're going to do to the American people.
Yeah, but see, again, the Republicans aren't delivering what they said they were going to for the American people. So that's
I
already
didn't
gone.
say they were.
Hold on, sir.
I said they weren't.
I didn't say that you'd said that. So why don't you let me finish my sentence?
For sure.
Yeah, awesome. So the Republicans now aren't delivering on anything they're saying. They're actually specifically voting against things that are helping, within their districts and their societies and all that sort of stuff. And the Democrats now don't even have to run on anything because now they can just continue to run on that Trump is bad, and as Trump continues to prove that he's bad and to raise prices and to do unlawful immigration things and all sorts of stuff, that just strengthens the Democratic Party's ability to just go like, oh, okay, well, just Trump bad, which is what they're continuing to do. So therefore, neither of them are still being forced to deliver on anything that actually helps the American people more than they already were, except for Biden, who again, when he was president, did deliver on the things that, or a lot of the things that he said he was going to do for the American people.
So you think Biden delivered on what he said he was going to do?
Not on everything he said he was going to do, but he delivered on a lot of the things he said he was going to do. Yeah.
I guess we could. I'm not interested in arguing over what a lot means, but
well, I'm going off of. I'll give you my definition of a lot. I'm going a lot off of what he ran on. He said he was going to do.
So, like, the biggest thing for me personally is like student loans.
Mhm.
I look at student loans, and he did nothing on student loans.
Well, he actually really tried
And that
to,
was like-
right? Well, no. So like he actually
tried, but he.
Well, hold on. So he
Go
didn't do
ahead.
nothing.
Sorry.
He didn't do nothing. Over 160,000 people had their student loans forgiven. Okay, so it wasn't nothing. All right, not as much as it could have been, but there was some. Right? He tried to do it across the board. Republicans blocked it. Okay, wouldn't let him do it. All right. And then it got up to the Supreme Court. It was said like, hey, you can't do this because they said it was unconstitutional based off a lawsuit again by the Republicans, which stopped it, right? But he was able to do it for certain government workers, people who had had so much time within the federal government, who had paid enough of their loans and all that sort of stuff, right? So though it was a limited basis, he did do some of it, and the reason why he wasn't able to do more of it is because of, again, lawsuits by the right that were brought up to the Supreme Court. So the conservatives in the Supreme Court stopped it.
So what you're saying is he tried to do something and he couldn't because what he was trying to do was illegal.
Was not constitutional according to the Supreme Court, yes.
Not constitutional, illegal.
No, those are two
You know.
different things, though.
Okay, for sure. They're different things. But the end result is he got nothing done.
No, he didn't get nothing done. He didn't get as much done. Again, there was like
Okay, so
160,000
now
people.
we can debate the word, what a
No,
little
sir.
semantic word.
It's not a semantical argument. Okay? You're saying he got nothing done. Nothing means zero. That's not true. Okay? Did he get
Okay, can I
as
change
much
my statement?
did he get as much as he wanted to get done? No. But he did get something done.
I would say he didn't get done what he said he was going to do.
Correct. I agree.
Okay. So we agree.
No, you just pointed out one thing that he didn't get done, and while ignoring all the things that he did get done. Because when I said a lot of the things that he got done, I didn't mean that he got done a lot of the one policy that you brought up. I mean that he got done of a lot of the things that he ran on, right? He said he was going to reduce insulin costs, something that Trump tried to do and he couldn't do. He did that. He said he was going to pass an infrastructure bill, the largest infrastructure bill. He did. He passed the largest infrastructure bill, in American history, right? Those are huge things that he said he was going to do that he did get in. You're right. He said he was going to do student loan forgiveness. He did not get as much of that done as he wanted to. That stinks, right? He said he was going to pull us out and recover us from COVID. He did do that, right? The American Rescue Plan was absolutely vital in bringing the United States back after COVID. Right. So again, there was lots of things that he promised that he did do, some things that he didn't do, but I don't expect, and I don't know why you do expect for for the
I
president
never
to
said that.
right. You don't have an expectation that the president is going to get done every single thing that they promise, right? Like if they get done the majority of the things and they try to do the rest of them, even if it fails, I give the president pretty good credit for that.
Do you think Biden got done a
It's
majority of the
insane.
things he said he was going to do?
Yes, I literally just explained that.
Well, I don't know that you explained he did a majority of the things that he said he was going to do.
Okay, so what did I name that he said he was going to do that he didn't get done?
No, I didn't say that. Do you understand me? I said
No,
you
I
just
really
said,
don't.
okay, this is what you just said. Biden got done a majority of the things he said he was going to do.
Correct.
Okay, so how would you figure that out?
Yeah, again, we can look back at what he promised he was going to do, and then we can look
And
at what
how
he
many
did.
items did he promise he was going to do?
Sir, please name me one thing that Joe Biden promised he said he was going to do that he didn't get done outside of student loan forgiveness.
I just did student
Sure.
loans.
I said outside of student loan forgiveness.
I don't see Joe Biden in your
Outside of
contacts.
student loans. Let me think for a minute.
Sure.
I would probably push back on what you said about COVID, that he pulled us out of COVID.
Well, you can push back on that
Hello?
all you want, but we recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
Well, I'm just talking about like death. Like there were far more people that died under Joe Biden than there were Trump,
Yeah, of course it was.
which is weird because like
But
Trump was in
Joe
the
Biden,
beginning.
Joe Biden never promised he was going to have less deaths than Donald Trump.
Well, don't you think that's kind of a, like you said, he got us out of COVID? I guess you're speaking on the economic front mostly.
Yeah, that's just blaming Joe Biden for something that A, he didn't promise, and B, he could not have controlled. So
You're saying Joe Biden didn't promise
Sir.
he was going to like slow down the spread of COVID?
Sir. Listen to me here, okay? Okay. What
I'm
point are you
listening.
trying to make here? Are you trying to say that Joe Biden like promised that freaking he was going to have less people dead? Because let me give you a quick hint, okay? Donald Trump, slowed the ability for states to be able to do anything about COVID. It had already spread. The only reason to actually way to slow it would have been through actual herd immunity by that point. But we had no leadership and no ability to do that at that time, right? And actually, if you look at the deaths that happened within the United States, the majority of them per capita happened in red states, in specific states that didn't have COVID lockdowns and stuff like that. So Joe Biden already walked into that situation where the spread had already come to a full completion by the time Joe Biden even got into office. Okay, but again, sir, we're talking about things that were campaign promises, and I do not remember anywhere in Biden's campaign promises where he said, "I'm going to make sure we have less deaths than under Donald Trump," and I don't remember that. So when we say
Okay.
a lot, we're talking about the things, okay, that Joe Biden promised that he was
Okay.
going to do and accomplished.
Okay, so I'm not trying to derail your show or anything like that, but I feel like we're talking a lot about Joe Biden, and the question was, do you support Trump? So do you want to keep talking about Joe
Well, no,
Biden, or should we
I don't
move
care
back
about.
to
I
Trump?
don't really care about talking about Joe Biden whatsoever. Your point was that
I kind of don't either, honestly.
yeah, but your point was that we needed Donald Trump because both parties are doing nothing, and we need them to be able to do what they want, what they're supposed to do for the American
Well,
people.
I don't know if I'd say need.
Hold
I
on,
didn't
sir.
say need. I said he was.
Okay,
He was a monkey
sure.
wrench.
He was
Now
a
we
monkey
need
wrench.
him.
I was showing you how before Trump came into
Or
office,
is.
we actually had a presidential candidate that was actually doing things for the American people and actually being successful. And now you support the guy who is doing things that are against the American people, and you're saying that that's somehow a good thing. Like somehow going from a president that actually did things for the American people, going from that to a president that's not doing something for American people is going to help the presidents do more for the American people, and that doesn't make any sense.
I would say more so that these politicians that for years they don't listen to us. They don't help the people. You get these little programs that kind of drip here and there. It's like if you're Democrat, you get your small little program. If you're Republican, you get the whole this small little program. But I told you earlier, I'm 38, so my whole life, I've never seen a president like come in and just boom, 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 get the things done we said we're going to do. It's like they make these massive promises and then they don't deliver on them. And as a voter, to me, it's just extremely frustrating. So in my mind, it was like, well, enjoy this guy. Now, this is what you can deal with. And then hopefully next election, we'll have two parties that are willing to work together to get something done for the American people. Now, I'm not saying, Trump is he's going to do all of this. I guess I'm just personally disillusioned by the whole thing. And that's why I support him, because
the problem is that
chaos,
you're creating the opposite.
basically.
And that's what I was trying to tell you
Explain.
from the get-go. Yeah, super simple. Donald Trump is the most divisive president that in American history, right? There's a reason why the title
Agreed.
of my live is Trump the Divider in Chief, okay? So you're saying by making the parties more divisive, okay, that somehow by making the parties more divisive and further away from each other, they are now going to come back together more quickly at the end of the at the next election, which is absolutely ridiculous and makes absolutely no sense. Okay, and I'll give you an example about how Donald Trump's policies are specifically are going against that. Right, and I'll give you an example. All right, so right now in Texas, right, Donald Trump asked Texas to pretty much find them more representatives in Texas. So Texas is now trying to redraw their lines, right, to politically gerrymander the state, right, to make 5 new Republican districts for Donald Trump so that he can have more leeway within the House to be able to pass legislation that he wants. Okay, so literally taking away the votes of Texans to try to get more Republican seats. So as a, rebound from that, right, as a reaction to that, right, places like California, places like Illinois, places like New York are now talking about redrawing their districts in order to create more blue states, right? Or blue districts, right? So now, when Donald Trump leaves, right, these districts are already going to be redrawn in a place where people don't actually have to worry about running against the other party, right? They're being specifically redrawn where pretty much, hey, if you win your primary, you won the election. Okay, so literally, before that, when we have districts, so like places like California have special like boards and stuff like that, right, and councils that make sure that they draw districts fairly, so that people have a chance. That you actually have to run against the left and the right and all that sort of stuff, right, in order to win an election. Right now, that won't be a thing. So now all of that divisiveness that you're talking about, that will go away and people will actually have to start working together. Well, no, it's policies like by Donald Trump that are going to ensure that they don't have to work together.
I can talk now. I can ask a question, follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. So do you think like states like New York and California are not already gerrymandered to the gills?
They're not actually gerrymandered to the gills, okay? Because they already have shown. Are they somewhat gerrymandered? The left and the right both gerrymander. I'm not saying that they don't, but again,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I would just be interested. Like I'm saying, I don't know. So like I know the Texas thing is like they're looking to pick up 5 seats or some. Can I say shit? Can I cuss or no?
Yeah, okay.
Try not cuss. Okay. So yeah, they're gonna pick up like 5 seats in Texas, and I know Gavin Newsom made his I'm gonna do this and that, but I'm pretty sure California is already gerrymandered to the gills, and I would be interested to see like what is this map that Newsom is gonna cook up that. They're gonna like how many seats is California going to pick up with this new map? Are they going to get 7, 5, 8? Like I'm arguing they're going to get none because it's already gerrymandered to what it could be to the maximum.
So let me get this straight. You think that California, a state that has a independent board, not part of the government, that decides districts in California to make sure that they're fair, right? To make sure they're politically, not as gerrymandered, right? I mean, they're still gerrymandered to a point. I'm not saying they're not. Okay. But literally like a specific board that allows like California to be able to, keep their districts, how they are without the influence from the government. You're saying they're gerrymandered to the gills and there's no way they're going to find more districts. But Texas, who doesn't have one of those boards, who is literally completely gerrymandered by their state legislature, right? That Texas can find 5 more districts, but California can't find any.
Yes, that's my argument.
Yeah, the estimates are showing, I believe, that California could find 9. That's the last estimate.
Okay, yeah, and as I said when I presented this to you, like I said, I don't know. You know, so if you showed me a map where they pick up 9, I would believe you. You know, like I'm just saying I don't know, and I'm not here to play like a gotcha or trick you, anything like that. I think I've been pretty respectful to you.
Sir, it's not a gotcha or
having
a
a
trick yet.
conversation.
I'm simply just responding to the idea that that you are having this idea that for some reason Donald Trump is going to be a monkey wrench that is going to force the parties to come together and start working on a nonpartisan basis in order to help the American people. And I am simply showing that Donald Trump's policies are putting in at least semi-permanent policy that do the opposite thing.
You win the argument so far.
I'm not trying to win, man. I'm just trying to make a point. That's it. I'm not trying to win.
Oh, well,
I don't do these things to win.
Is made. Like,
yeah.
So could I ask you, is there, like, I could say several things about like Joe Biden or Kamala Harris that I support. Is there like one thing about Donald Trump you think that he did good? One move or a policy or something that's like objectively good?
I'm really happy. I probably won't have to take off my shoes in the airport anymore.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic. Or,
I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
That's really awesome. You didn't hear about that?
So no, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Trump government or whatever, as far as it comes with TSA and stuff like that, are now making it where because you go to the airport, you have to take off your shoes before you go through like the metal detector and stuff like that, and that was because of the shoe bomber in like those. Like the shoe bomber from like 2002 or something like that, right? 2003. Yeah, they're making it where you can keep your shoes on now, which I think is pretty cool. I don't like taking off my shoes.
Okay, so I just follow up then, because it sounds like you're being like kind of facetious with this. Like, are you genuinely happy that he's laxing?
I'm genuinely happy that I do not have to take my shoes off anymore. I am not being sarcastic.
Okay.
I do not, dude. And I'll tell you the other thing.
Well, I think that's a win. That's something, because there's a lot of divisiveness. I think we both agree, and that's something we could come together and maybe agree on and work. Now, I don't know anything about this subject, right, personally, so I don't know if taking off your shoes is or isn't a big deal, if we can lax it, if we can't lax it. But I do appreciate that, because I think a lot of people would just say, no, they don't.
I have made it very, very clear. If Donald Trump does one thing, I will make a video praising Donald Trump for it. There's one thing I want Donald Trump to do. That's it. Just one. And I will condemn any person on the left, Democrat, whatever, that talks a single shit if Donald Trump actually does it. The best thing that he could do for the government. You guys know what it is? If you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know what this is.
What is it?
Get rid of fucking daylight savings time. That's all I want. I just want to stop. I want to stop the time changing. If he could just do that one thing, I will not freaking criticize what's there. I will literally come up here and just be like, you know what? Donald Trump did one good thing during this presidency for sure. Get rid of that stupid time change. I am so tired of going into every freaking winter having like freaking seasonal depression because freaking, it gets dark at 2:30 in the afternoon. Sick of it. Donald Trump, if you can hear me, Donald Trump, and you can do one thing to truly help the American people, get rid of that dumbass time change. I will give you props on it. 100%.
This is a good clip. You need to clip it and put this rant up and make it short. You'll get some hits. People will agree with you. Hey, let me bring up something, a little gear change here, because you agree. You don't. That sounds like, if you're not being sarcastic and tricking me, you don't mind the TSA laxing their rules.
There's multiple things that Donald Trump has done that is correct. Okay. Operation Warp Speed was excellent in his first term, right? Helping to get us the vaccine for COVID much more quickly, helping to, get the ability to create that and get it out to people faster. Great policy. He had another policy in his first term where he actually increased the penalties for people that did like animal abuse, like on certain federal charges for animal abuse. Completely agree with that. 100%. Okay. I have no issues with that whatsoever. All right.
I could let me throw another. How about a little spicy one at you and tell me what you think about it? How Trump has handled it. For example, around abortion, I am So this talk is like it gets super crazy, right? And we can argue America is this,
It's
America is
insane.
that. So something I heard someone say that I thought they nailed it, and I wish I could cite them. It was someone at my school in one of my classes. He said, America is not pro-choice. America is not pro-life. America is pro-abortion with restrictions around it. You know, pro-choice meaning that you support any abortion up until 9 months, unfettered, any reason, woman's choice. You know, America is not there. If you look at Pew polling at late-term abortion for any reason.
Nobody is pro-abortion.
Sorry?
Nobody is pro-abortion. Pro-abortion doesn't exist.
It definitely exists.
It does
People are
not.
pro-abortion and so when the mother's life is in danger, you're telling me people aren't pro-abortion?
I'm not pro-abortion for anything. No, that'd be. Are you saying that like, oh, I'm pro freaking like surgeries for cancer cysts? Like, no, I'm pro.
I said pro-choice is what I said.
Yeah, no,
I said
you
pro-choice.
started with pro-choice, and that's fine. We are definitely
Right.
pro-choice. I am very pro-choice. I'm very much for
They're
women
not.
being able to
America
make.
is not anti-abortion. America is not no abortions for anyone. They
It's
definitely agree
insane.
in majority with. Here, maybe you don't agree. I'm just trying to set this up for you so you can hear my headspace, and then I'll ask the question. And
I
then
just don't understand.
You can
Yeah,
go on.
I'm really confused. Like the whole like we're not anti-abortion, we're not pro.
Yeah.
I think you're just being
if I get
confusing. Like, just why don't you just get to the point and we'll just go from there. Okay.
Yeah, so Donald Trump has moved the Republican Party single-handedly, I would say, away from the pro-life stance more than any other Republican candidate president in going back to the 60s, you know, going back to Roe v. Wade. He single-handedly has made the Republican Party more pro-abortion, pro-IVF, move the weeks back more, you know, how some states are just like crazy with it, right? Like your rapes, no abortion, or your grapes, no abortion type thing that they do.
So the only
And
reason
so-
that those states can even do that is because of Donald Trump. What are you talking about?
The only reason the states can do it, yeah, because I wouldn't say the only reason is because of Donald Trump.
Yes,
I
it
would think
is.
it's more because of the Supreme Court justices.
The Supreme Court
than it is
justices that
Donald
Donald Trump put into office. The Supreme Court justices that Donald Trump not only put into
3 of
office.
them.
Yes, but not only put into office, but Donald Trump ran on. If I get into office, I am going to put in Supreme Court justices that are going to overturn Roe versus Wade. Okay, so the whole like states, you know, being like absolutely no exceptions, that didn't exist before Donald Trump put those Supreme Court justices in, right? The whole people,
you
you know,
think it's
states
bad
like
if-
the people like the states banning IVF, like Alabama, that didn't exist before Donald Trump put those Supreme Court justices in there that overturned Roe versus Wade. So if like you're saying that like Donald Trump is, you know, like is going against these certain things, like, but the only reason they exist is because Donald Trump had them exist to begin with.
Do you think allowing the states to vote on the issue is bad?
Yes.
Okay. I don't. I guess I disagree. I don't think democracy is a bad thing.
Democracy is not a bad thing, sir. But democracy, do you think that that Mississippi should be able to individually vote to decide whether they should bring back slavery or not?
Well, no, because that's against the Constitution.
It's actually not against the Constitution. We actually had to amend the Constitution to make some forms of slavery illegal. And actually some forms of slavery within the Constitution are still legal, right? According to the Constitution. So, but
Wait,
hold on, sir.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, we can explain
What
that
forms
afterwards.
of slavery
We
are still legal?
can go into the constitutionality of
prison?
slavery. We can go into the constitution of slavery afterwards. I'm asking you a point. Do you believe that Mississippi should be able to individually vote to decide whether we should bring back slavery or not?
Well, you're asking me an unconstitutional hypothetical.
Yeah, let's just, again, I can prove it's constitutional later, but can you just, for the sake of this argument, decide whether or not, like, how about this?
No, if you prove to
How about
me
this?
it's
How about this?
constitutional, I'll give you an answer.
Is theft unconstitutional?
Theft?
Mhm.
Well, so we're talking about two different things, because the Constitution is like for the government to, you know, apply their force to you.
Awesome. Is murder
And then you're
is
talking
murder
about like a
unconstitutional?
police law. Well, you have in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal and we are You know the saying that Joe Biden said. You
That's
know
fine.
the saying.
Is it
Life,
unconstitutional,
liberty,
sir?
pursuit of the happy. Sorry?
Is it unconstitutional? Yes or no?
You're mumbling. I can't
Is it
understand you. I'm sorry.
anti-constitutional? Yes or no?
To steal?
It's
To unalive
insane.
someone.
Theft, you're saying?
To unalive someone.
To murder someone?
Mhm.
You know, I'd have to look into that.
All right, awesome. So if
I mean,
Louisiana
some kind
decided
of
to,
like a,
if
It's
Louisiana decided to get
insane.
together and make that legal, would you agree with it?
well, it would depend on if it's constitutional or not. That's what I would base my if I give it a nod of approval or not.
Gotcha. So
And
you
you're
only
like
care
saying-
about the democracy, whether you, and depending on whether you find it constitutional or not. Okay?
No, that's you, brother.
no,
That's
no,
you,
no.
brother.
You're deciding that because
It's
I'm saying that the
insane.
federal government, according
No, I said I don't know.
yeah,
I
because
said I don't know.
yeah, but as far as it being, sir, I think you're getting confused by the conversation. You're trying to try to change the
Maybe,
conversation. Okay, like, and it's
No,
fine.
I'm not
okay?
trying to change.
What I was doing was making examples of other things that you don't want the state to be individually voting on, and in the realm of democracy. You're saying because that the laws for abortion are going back to the states, right? That we're taking rights away from women. Right, and their ability to make medical decisions, their ability to govern their own bodies, their
Well, we
ability to have
disagree there.
Hold on, sir. Their ability to have bodily autonomy. Okay, and you can't disagree with me, sir. They literally was a woman who was kept on life support even though she was brain dead in order to give birth to a child. You think that's constitutionally all right? I don't think so. Okay, so we are literally sending those
For the child.
For what child? So the mother doesn't have rights.
You would like to say.
So the
well,
mother doesn't have rights.
Again, man.
Gotcha. So the mother
I
doesn't
never
have rights.
said that.
No, that's exactly
Never
what you're
said that.
saying because she did.
You're
she was
saying
kept
the
alive.
child doesn't have rights. That's what you're saying. The child has no rights.
According to the Constitution, the child doesn't have rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
When-
there's some
when
debate
does the-
about that, right?
No, there's not. When does the Constitution
Don't you
give
think
rights?
that's a debate?
When, according to the Constitution, when does the Constitution give rights?
When does it give rights? Well, so what about like I've always heard this kind of thing. Like if a woman is driving to an abortion clinic and she gets in a car wreck and the guy slams into her, like he gets charged with murder twice.
That's fine. That's actually not true in most occasions. In very, very small instances, it can be. But more
So
importantly,
that's not okay.
what does the Constitution? When does the Constitution give rights?
When you're alive.
All persons born. That's what the Constitution says. It gives rights to all persons born.
So
Okay?
what does born mean?
What do you mean? What does born mean? You need me to define the word born for you?
Yeah, what exactly do they mean by that?
What do
Do they mean like born at conception?
are you born at conception?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, are you really going to be that ridiculous to say that are you born at conception?
I don't think it's that
Sir,
far-fetched
what
to
day
say
were
that
you
a
born?
new life has been created.
Sir, what day were you born?
Well, I don't want to give out my birthday.
I'll give you a hint. Oh, so
On
it's
the
your
internet.
birthday. Oh, that's crazy. So it's your birthday. You were born on your birthday, the day of your birth, which is the day you were born. See, you didn't go back and say, "Oh, actually, my birthday is the day I was conceived."
So
Because
you
you can
agree with
understand-
late-term abortion.
No one agrees
You
with
agree with
late-term
late-term
abortions.
Insane.
No one agrees with late-term abortions. You're making an argument saying that you were
So you're
born
not
on the day.
pro-choice.
Sir, will you listen? You're saying
listening.
that
I
you
think
are. You said I need. When I asked you about robbery, you said, "Is it what does the Constitution say?" When I talked about murder, you said, "What does the Constitution say?" And then when I tell you what the Constitution says about who has rights in the United States, and it's all persons born, now you want to have an argument about what born means? That's a bad faith argument, dude.
I don't think it's bad faith at all.
It's
I
insanely
think it's
bad
actually
faith.
an interesting, like, philosophical debate.
No, it's just ignorance
But-
or
Well, I could
intentional
show you how it
ignorance.
is.
It's
I could show you how you.
I'm really not interested in going down your ridiculous. If you're gonna argue with me about what the word born means, then I don't know why I'm talking to you at all.
Well, I'm asking you, when is a life created?
No, you're not, because the Bible,
Yes,
the
that's what I just
Constitution,
asked you.
the Constitution doesn't say that you have rights when a life is created. The Constitution says you have rights when you're born.
So you're not pro-choice.
I am pro-choice.
So you're cool with a woman who...
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How many abortions
For sure.
happened before the 20th week? How many abortions happened in the United States before the 21st week? Yeah, so 20 weeks or earlier.
Are you asking me how many late-term abortions there are? Is that what you're asking
No,
me?
I'm asking you how many abortions happened before the 20th week, before the 21st week. Sorry.
Before
What
the
percentage?
20th
What
week.
percentage? Yeah.
Probably a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
Probably the vast majority.
99.1%. How many happened before the 24th week?
It's like you don't got to go through everything. I know the stat. Late-term
Okay.
abortions are about 1,300 per year.
Yeah, and how many of those? First of all, late term abortions is not a medical term; that's a made up term by you. Okay, so if 99.8%
I
of
didn't make it up.
well, you didn't make
It's
it up. Sorry,
after
people
a
like
certain
you
amount
make
of
it.
weeks.
No, there is no medical term for late term abortion. That doesn't exist. It's not in the medical field.
Okay,
it is
third
not a
term
thing.
or
Okay?
what, at
So-
whatever weeks you want.
So
whatever
if
you wanna do.
99.8% of abortions happen by the 24th week, okay, and 0.2% of abortions happen after that, how many of that 0.2% percent of abortions that happen after the 24th week are only for medical necessity, as in life or health of the mother, as of non-viability, any of that stuff? What percentage of that 0.2% happen for medical necessity?
Dude, I don't care. You're like pivoting. You're like
No, I'm
talking
not.
about stuff we're
What
not even talking about.
percentage of those
So you're not
abortions
pro-choice.
after, sir? What percentage?
You're not
of-
pro-choice.
sir. What percentage after the 24th of that
You
0.2%?
tell me. You know.
Okay,
I
it's
don't know.
100%.
I don't know.
It's 100%.
Wait, say that again.
100% of the abortions that happen after the 24th week, okay, are only for fetal viability and medical necessity of the mother.
Oh, I know that's not true.
100.
I know that's
that is
not true.
verifiably true.
My girlfriend got an abortion at 6 months,
Your girlfriend got an
and
abortion
it was
at
because she
6
didn't
months.
want to take care of
Okay,
it.
prove it.
Prove it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to like call it? Well, not my girlfriend. Actually, I meant my ex-girlfriend. That was my bad. Girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Got the abortion.
You
But-
do
but
realize
like,
that you do realize that these
So
realize
if
that
you and I called
sir,
an
you
abortion
do.
clinic right now, and I had my wife say like, "Hey, I'm looking to get a
insane.
procedure done. Some things happen. I'm 6-7 months pregnant. Would you guys help me with an abortion?" You think all the clinics in the nation would say, "No, that's illegal.
well,
no,
they
we
wouldn't.
don't do that.
They wouldn't answer.
We only do it
they
if
wouldn't-
it's medical."
They wouldn't answer private
I
medical
could show you a
decisions like that
video
over
where
the
that
phone.
happens, where exactly that happens with the
Yeah,
political.
sir, I've seen those videos. They are completely debunked, like literally
it's
every
fake?
single one of them. And yes, sir, because regardless of whether they would do that or wouldn't do that, they wouldn't answer the fucking phone and tell you that over the fucking phone. Even if
They wouldn't
if
tell
you were
you to come in to.
yeah, they might tell you to come. They would tell you to come in so they could fucking talk about what needs to happen and why you're looking for that and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they would tell you to come into the clinic. They are not going to tell you over the fucking
you're
phone.
saying, you're
yeah,
saying
come
that
on
it's
in.
such a
Oh,
barbaric thing they would never do.
Of course they wouldn't.
So why
fucking
wouldn't
do
they
it,
just
because
say,
it's-
"No, we don't
sir,
do that"?
Sir, they don't do that. We have all the statistics to show that they don't do it because obviously if
So why
somebody's
don't they just say that?
because
when you call
obviously if somebody's at 6-7 months and they freaking are calling and making that call, they probably need help. And people and places like freaking Planned Parenthood provide a lot of help to women in all sorts of different situations.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. So then to be clear, then you do not support like abortion being used as a form of birth control.
Sir,
you don't support that.
Abortion's not being used as a form of birth control, so I cannot support or not support something that's
Do you
not
think before the
fucking
20
happening.
20 weeks it is?
So,
Do you
here,
think,
so
like,
what
the
you're saying,
pre-20 week
so what you're
abortions
saying
is being used as birth
So
control?
what you're saying is you think women are idiots.
I don't know how you got to that.
Okay, well let's break that
maybe
down.
I would say
Let's break that down.
couples are irresponsible
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, let's break that down. Okay, how much is birth control?
Super cheap.
How much do you think?
I mean, you can get it for free if you go
Yeah,
to Planned
that's very true.
Parenthood.
You can get it for free. How much is like a Plan B?
I think like $50, $40. some
Sure,
shit like
awesome.
that.
So
I'm
you're
not
saying that
100%.
women are going around and they're going, hey, I could get free birth control. I choose not to do that because obviously I'm a freaking, I'm an idiot. And then, hey, my birth control failed or I didn't have birth control or whatever. So I freaking completely ignored the $50 Plan B. And instead of doing all of those things, as a choice, I am going to go and have an abortion, which is going to be detrimental on my body, which is going to cost me $500 plus, right, out of pocket because there is no federal assistance whatsoever to get an abortion. So it's all out of my pocket. I'll probably have to take time off of work, if I have a family, which by the way, the overwhelming majority of women that have abortions in the United States already have children and families. So I'm going to take time off of work that I don't have in order to freaking not be able to feed, my children and, take care of my family, which I already have, because again, the overwhelming majority of women that have them already have that. And I'm going to choose to do that over having birth control and over having Plan B, because I want to use abortion as a form of birth control. So you're saying that women are idiots?
See, like, brother, I got to say, I've been listening to you for weeks. I've enjoyed the back and forth that you have with people. And I called you, I think, being far more respectful and good faith than most of the people you talk to. I've done my very best to not interrupt you or like ascribe you to a position that you haven't explained thoroughly. And when you do that to me and you say, you're saying that all women are idiots, I did not say that. I said nothing about that. I said to you that I would maybe say two people are being irresponsible. Two people together, a man and a woman, are being irresponsible, and they don't have birth control, and they don't take Plan B, and then they get pregnant and they say, oh, fuck, do we want to have a kid right now? And sometimes they say, no, I don't. And they go get an abortion. And the only ones I can tell you is my ex-girlfriend had 3 abortions, 2, just like I just described to you, where it was very early, and we were dumb enough, I was dumb enough to do it twice, not just once. And I often think about if we didn't get an abortion, the kids that I might have today.
What state do you live in?
To answer your question, yes, it does happen.
What state do you live in?
It does. Missouri.
Missouri. Yeah, there's restrictions against that. You're a liar.
Brother, I'm not lying to you, man.
Bro,
I'm just not. No,
0%.
Listen.
No.
Remember, hey,
no,
brother, I'm
no.
38. Remember, right?
So am I.
A lot of those restrictions you talked about.
I am also
came in, like,
38.
Recently.
Okay, I don't know why you keep using 38 as some type of fucking like thing to say. Like,
I didn't use it as
I am
anything.
also 38 years old. You have mentioned 38 like 6 times. Okay, we're both 38. Cool. We should hang out sometime, I guess, or something.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what to tell
was
you.
saying,
okay, but if your
so
girlfriend
I said that because these abortions happened like 15 years ago.
Yeah, so you're
They were
saying
like 15
you're saying
years ago
15 years ago. Your ex, who had a completely healthy pregnancy at 6 months old, so I assume you guys have had a baby shower, you guys have done all the fun stuff, bought in cribs, all sorts of stuff, completely healthy, went into a doctor's office.
No, we didn't do any of that.
I'm still talking. So went into a doctor's office completely healthy, a doctor who has taken the Hippocratic Oath, right, completely, and just went in and said, I don't want to have this pregnancy anymore. And the doctor, who again has taken the Hippocratic Oath, has a medical license, said, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm 100% okay with that. And the doctor, so now you're saying that the doctor is also doing that, which is absolutely crazy, right? And isn't happening because again, we have all the statistics that show in the United States that has happened 0 times in any type of legal clinic in the United States. Now, things that happen under the table, freaking whatever, that's a whole different type of situation. But you are making this freaking scenario in which that is illegal, right? Impossible. And we have all of the stats to show that it has happened 0% of the time in the United States. And you're making this anecdotal, unprovable argument against your girlfriend. And I'm sorry, but this is just absolutely nonsense, dude. It's absolutely nonsense.
What would I need to show you? Like, what if you talked to her and she told you it happened? What do I need to show you?
I would call her a liar just like I'm calling you one.
I mean, it happened in St. Louis off Grand Avenue. There's a Planned Parenthood. It was about 14 years ago. We went into I don't know if they're or Planned Parenthood. I don't know if it was a nurse or a doctor or practitioner or what it was. The person we talked to in the office, I sat there quiet, didn't say anything. We didn't have any of those things you said. We didn't have a shower. We were dreading having the child because of how poor we were. And I was young, and I would say much more left-leaning than what I am today. And I always looked at it as abortion is a woman's choice. So I put this responsibility on her, and looking back at it, I hate that I did that to her because I basically just said, this is your choice.
What year did you say that
whatever
was?
you want to do. Sorry?
What year did you say that was?
It was about 15 years ago.
Perfect. 2010. And let's put up Missouri's abortion laws in 2010 because you can pull them up. Pretty simple, not even difficult. Key aspects of Missouri abortion laws in 2010: restrictions on insurance coverage, ultrasound requirements. The state required or promoted the use of ultrasound services before an abortion. It had trigger laws. Missouri had a law in place that would automatically ban most abortions if Roe versus Wade was overturned, which of course took effect in 2022. Parental concern. Fetal viability. Abortion was generally prohibited at the point of fetal viability at 24 to 26 weeks of pregnancy, according to Guttmacher Institute. So literally, right here, it said that in 2010. So about 15 years ago, when you said that, okay, at the time that you're speaking of, that still would have been illegal in the state of Missouri.
So
this
maybe
is
I'm
why
off on
I
my weeks.
specifically
But
said.
hey, maybe it was 19 weeks or 20 weeks.
Sir,
like this
is
was
why
like 20 years ago for me, brother.
that you were fucking lying and that Missouri had restrictions even before the overturning of Roe versus Wade that would not have allowed for the situation in which you are speaking of. This is exactly what I said.
How many weeks is 6 months? Is that 24 weeks? Right? It's 6 months, 24. I'm not good at math, man. I'm just trying to be sure. I think it's 24 weeks. So I did not call you. I'm not here to lie. I just think this is kind of fun, and I think you're kind of cool, even though I don't agree with you, that you engage with people that you don't agree with. I think it's cool. So I got respect for you. Now, fully, maybe I said 6 months and it was 5 months, or it was, it was
maybe it was 4 months
and not 22.
Maybe it was maybe it was 3.5 weeks. Who knows?
No, well, it was definitely months. It was at minimum 4 months.
Maybe she wasn't even
6
pregnant.
months.
Who knows? Like, we're just who
Definitely
knows?
was pregnant because we did have an ultrasound, so we knew she was pregnant, and it was her third abortion. Overall, the later one, fine. How about the 2 pre-20 week ones where we were just like, this is too stressful. It's we don't have the money for this. We can't afford this. Let's just get an abortion.
This is very simple. Okay. Your girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever is a grown woman who can make medical decisions with her doctor.
And you
in a
said
doctor's room.
0% of women do that. You said 0%. You said an abortion in the form of birth control is 0%. That was your
as a form of birth control, 100%.
Yeah, that's not true. I know there's a lot of abortions that happen because they get pregnant and they regret it, and they can't afford it,
still not
and
a
they're
form of, that's still not
so
a
they
form
get
of
an
birth
abortion.
control. Yeah, that's not a form of birth control. That's still not using it as a form of birth control, so it does not matter. Okay, you're making a scenario
How is
in
that
which
not
you
a
think
form of birth control? How is that not a form
because
of
birth control is literally preventative. The whole entire point of birth control is it's preventative, not reactive.
So an abortion isn't preventing a child from being born?
Therefore, an abortion could never be a freaking form of
Prevent a
birth
child
control
from being born. That's what you just said.
It's literally a form of prevention, not a form of freaking
So then what is
reaction.
abortion?
Okay.
What is it?
An abortion is just a termination of a pregnancy.
A termination of a pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So terminating a pregnancy, you could never. So termination of a pregnancy is not birth control, or it can never be birth control.
No, sir. See, look, sir.
Okay, so what about like what Israel is doing to Palestine right now?
Sir.
That's
First
not a form of birth control when they just genocide all the people. Is that not birth control?
That's a new one.
I mean, that's kind of what's going on. Like maybe I'm using the word loosely, but I don't think that like you're preventing a child from being born. It's a prevention method. Birth control, I guess, is preventing conception. So this is like at a different stage. But
that's scary, like, sad. People, how bad that freaking example was. Holy shit, that was.
So
that was ridiculous,
you agree.
Sir. No, I'm not engaging with you on this anymore. Okay, because literally, if this is your argument,
think no one gets an abortion like out of regret?
No, sir. I'm saying right now that you just need to shut the fuck up because, to be completely fucking honest with you, this is fucking embarrassing. In the fact that you're trying to say that somehow a genocide happening in fucking Palestine is a form of fucking birth control. Okay,
I was being hyperbolic, man. I was just like, I was trying to rile you up. So sorry I riled you up.
You didn't rile me up.
I'm just silly.
Like, that's just sad.
You sound riled up. You got triggered.
I'm not triggered at all, sweetheart.
Seemed like it. But so abortion is not birth control, but like I'd like to dig in on what you mean, because I still kind of don't we're definitely like, we agree when you get an abortion, you're preventing
Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry. I was trying to read something. I was trying to read something and he was talking in my ear and I just got tired of hearing it. All right, cool, y'all. Sorry, I had to read a message from somebody. Dude, sorry, I kind of lost my whole freaking thought process when dude was like, "Oh, so you're saying that the freaking genocide is a form of birth control? Get the fuck out of here, dude." Jocker said, "As an addict myself, it is a beast and a half. Keep up the good fight, brother. You really start to realize how ingrained it has become in your life. 100%. Comrade, if you're still in here, I read your message, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I saw you in her earlier. If Comrade's still in here, make sure you guys follow her. She's really awesome. I actually saw her in here when we were talking. I was like, holy shit. Bad time for that to come in. So, anyways, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. RJ said Biden admin gave oh, not you, Comrade. Where's Comrade? Are you in here? Biden admin forgave 188 billion for 5.3 million people. Yes, absolutely. But apparently he didn't do anything whatsoever. Where are you at? I'm trying to shut you up. Thank you so much, RJ. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Oh, there she is. Is she still in here? You are here. Hold on. Comrade, by the way, I read your message and I apologize for that. Comrade came in when I was arguing abortion. I'm like, God, I better not make a fucking mistake. I better not make a fucking mistake. And then I made a mistake and she corrected me in here. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is why there's people over here that I have that are smarter on certain things than me, and it's nice to have them around because I'm not perfect. I will make small mistakes and stuff like that, but I want to. If it'll allow me to do this real quick, cool. Make sure you guys. I'm gonna pin Comrade's username up here. If you want to freaking hear somebody argue abortion and feminism and women's rights, Comrade is by far my favorite. Creator on that, outside of Ari, of course, but someone who does that, and she is absolutely awesome. She's absolutely great, and I really appreciate her. I actually listen to her quite a bit because I get a lot of the arguments and stuff like that that I use towards this from her. So 100%, make sure you follow her. I just pinned her comment up there. She's absolutely awesome. So make sure you guys are checking her out. And I'm actually going to read her correction that she made, because I do think that it's really, really important that if I make a mistake that I am corrected. And so I want to make sure I read it. Comrade, if you don't mind, I'm going to read the correction that she sent to me so that I don't make this mistake again, because I did make a mistake and I want to make sure that I'm able to be right when I do things that are wrong. Okay? I think that's super important. She said that during the live, right? I said, heard you say in the abortion debate with the guest that abortion is detrimental to the body when you were trying to argue against abortion being birth control. I just want to reach out and ask you to please not say this because it is dangerous. It is just dangerous medical misinformation for women in vulnerable positions seeking abortions, as abortion is an overwhelmingly safe procedure and it is by no means detrimental to the body in over 99% of cases. Okay. I apologize for that 100%. Okay. I was not trying to do it as a detriment to people that are trying to get an abortion in any way, shape, or form. I was just trying to make make an argument that it is a medical procedure that somebody is that has to go through, one that is harder than just taking birth control or taking Plan B or something like that. I did not mean to try to scare anyone or to try to make a bad argument or to put anyone in danger. So I very, very much appreciate that. And I also will not make that mistake again. I do apologize for that. So W's in the chat for Comrade, for correcting me on that, making sure I stay straight. Okay. I try to do my best over here, but I'm always wrong. I can always be wrong. And there are dangers to medical procedures as a whole. So yeah. 100%. I stand corrected. Fair enough? Okay, cool. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to go through a few more super chats before we go open up the phone lines again, but I really do appreciate that. Boop, 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 boop. Let me add this back up in here. Sorry, I dropped this down just so I could. Just so I could pin that comment over there. All right, Noise Like said Vance Pauly 2028 sent $99 the end of that Trump the other day. I'm not gonna be JD Vance's vice president. That's sorry, not gonna happen. But I do appreciate it. And I did see your super chat. I had lost internet connection, so I wasn't able to see who it was. Thank you for letting me know that was you. I really, really appreciate that from the other day. Thank you so much. Shannon, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said forced pro birth. Why not forced vasectomies? I mean, I'm all the way down for forced vasectomies, but apparently I get shit on every time I talk about that. So I'm all the way down for forced vasectomies. I think it would solve a lot of the problems, right? Stacy said, "What the fuck? The GOP is absolutely more forced birth." Yeah, this whole like pro and anti-abortion argument is really ridiculous. It's the left, for the most part, is pro women's choice, and the right is pro control of women. That is really the argument. It has nothing to do with abortion. It's whether you're trying to control women or not. That is really all it is. But yeah, thank you very, very much, Stacy. Shannon, thank you so much for the super chat. Said we should not have to be SA'd keep autonomy. 100%. 100%. Again, this goes right back to Stacy's, or was it Shannon's? Oh, you're Shannon's for your earlier comment. Like, yeah, there's no laws that are prohibiting, that type of thing for men enforcing bodily autonomy. So, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Jocker said, to be fair, even Justin's ginseng. I don't think there was a Justice Ginseng. Disagreed with the legal basis for Roe versus Wade. Roe and Casey, they were legally vulnerable to attack. The justices went scorched earth rather than a narrow ruling. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was a complete thing on how it was legally, pursued, not on whether it was a legal argument on abortion. It had to do more with the legality of the privacy aspect of the case, not an actual abortion argument. And now apparently it's just in Glucksburg. It's Ginsburg, by the way, but Peter Ginsburg. But essentially non-enumerated rights must be a part of the nation's tradition and history for them to be considered fundamental. If I didn't know Jocular, I would think he was purposely trying to do this, but I know Jocular, and I know that he's not actually trying to mess up this name, so it's kind of funny.
It's insane!
But if it wasn't for the fact that I know Jocular and I know he's not doing this on purpose, I would 100% would think this was actually true. But yeah, sorry, Jocular. So there you go. There's Jocular. I misspelled Ginsburg. Frosky said Tim Walz and Pauly 2028. That one I wouldn't mind. I think me and Tim Walz would be a fun little thing over there. That would actually be fun. I think me and Tim Walz would have a good old time. Oh, Glucksburg is the name of the case. Okay, sorry, you're confusing the hell out of me. All right, we only have a few more super chats, and we'll get to those, and then we'll move on to the next caller. I really appreciate y'all. Adriana Smith had a DNR and was overridden. Her choice was not live on artificial. Her choice was to not live on artificial means. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, but of course, who cares about her rights when they had to protect someone else, right? They don't care about people's rights. They care about control, like I talked about before. Got a little too emotional there, buddy. Yeah, I do get a little emotional sometimes. When I hear that about people like my daughter having their rights taken away from them, it is somewhat emotional. And this is not, this is an emotion that I think is true, right? Like, we should be emotional when it comes to watching people that are having their lives taken away and their rights taken away. And I don't have any negative whatsoever for being somewhat emotional when it comes to those sort of things. And I don't think it's wrong to be emotional about those sort of things. Okay. 100%. BC says, is preventing pregnancy, abortion after pregnancy. Yeah, exactly. I think I made that point during there 100%. Kalila said, oh, MAGA, the beloved, poorly educated. Yeah, they are. Sphinx said, go Chargers, prayers up for Rashawn Slater. Man, I was so sad when I found out he was injured. Bolt up, baby. And Chetta Massa said, "Can you repeat Comrade's point again, but slowly?" Yes, I can. I'll do it one more time, and then this will be the last super chat, and we'll go into the thing. I'll just do it. I don't have to read it. I know what she said, so I don't have to like really go into it. I said that abortions were detrimental to a woman's body. And she was making the argument that 99% of abortions are completely safe and not a detriment to the body. And it could be dangerous to say that it's detriment because it could stop people from wanting to have abortions or, having abortions later on by, carrying on that rhetoric because they could, they could believe that it's very dangerous to their bodies when the overwhelming majority of abortions, 99%, are completely safe. And so I said that it was, was using it as a detriment, that it was, difficult on a woman's body. More than birth control, I came off and said detriment, and she was correcting me, saying that that abortions are overwhelmingly safe, 99%. So that was her correction. Hopefully, I was able to repeat that more easily. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Kids on this thing, on the next thing. I really appreciate that. And we're gonna keep this thing going. Thank you guys so much for the support, y'all. If y'all are enjoying the show, if you guys would like to be here, first of all, make sure you guys hit that sub button and and turn on that notifications, or hit that follow button depending on which side you're on. I really appreciate that. I might have spent too much time over here freaking dealing with all this other stuff, but that's okay. We'll keep this thing moving forward. Make sure you guys hit that. Also, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I still have members, and we're on our way. We're pushing 275 for the subs on TikTok and on YouTube. We are headed towards that 200 number. So if you'd like to become a member or a subscriber, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys hit that follow button. All right. All right. Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. How old are you?
Why does it matter?
Because I asked you. How old are you?
I'm 45 years old.
All right. You're either going to have to speak quicker or I'm going to move on because I'm not speaking at this speed for the next however long I have this conversation.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right. Bye. Hello. How are you?
There it is. Finally, it got through. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
42.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
You said, do I support Trump?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I wouldn't say I support Trump. I guess more so I just support something different.
Well, then why do you support Trump? Do you? I'm sorry. I'm not here to talk to somebody that wants to support something different. I asked, do you support Trump? It doesn't sound like
okay. Well, I support Trump.
Nah, but now it just feels like you're
yes,
just saying that
Trump.
to like try to amuse me, and that's not fun.
Come on, man. Nah, I support Trump. Just because I like he does things different.
He does things different.
Maybe, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I support Trump. So how do we want to go?
If I try to mow my lawn with a spoon, is that different?
Yeah, that would just be stupid.
Yeah, I agree, but it's different, right?
It's different, but it's stupid.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying about Trump. Correct.
So
it's different.
I mean,
but it's stupid.
So how do we? It's very stupid. So I want to know, like, what am I supposed to answer? What are we going back and forth with?
No, you're just saying that because you're
anything.
saying that you support Donald Trump because he's doing something different. And I'm saying, yeah, his different is stupid. And so therefore, why do you support stupid?
Okay. So name me something that you think that Trump is doing that you don't agree with, and I'll tell you whether it's stupid or not. How about that?
Sure. Raising consumer prices by implementing tariffs on other countries that are just hurting us and no one else.
Raising consumer prices. I mean, I'm a human being, right?
Well, I would hope so if you're on this live.
I don't see any prices going up anywhere where I live at. So maybe it's somewhere else, but where I live at, I don't see any prices going up.
Yeah, well, they are. So whether you see them or not, they still
are. Okay. So whether I see it or not, so how am I supposed to make a judgment on something that I can't see?
I don't know. Open your eyes first.
Open my eyes to what if I get the grocery store
I don't
and
know what to tell
everything
you, man.
is still the same price, hold on. If
But it's
everything
not.
is still the same price,
But it's not.
gas, how do you going? So you're going to tell me that it's not?
Yes, I'm telling you that it's not.
So you're, but
Do you,
you
buy,
don't live
do you
where I
buy?
live
Do you
at,
buy beef?
But you're going to tell me, huh?
Do you buy beef?
Do I buy beef?
Mhm.
No, I buy chicken. I buy turkey.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my sister-in-law might buy beef. I don't know.
Yeah, so
don't
I think
really
beef
eat
is up like
like that,
13% in the United States right now across the board, right?
Do
I
you
actually
buy
was just
gas?
I would
Do you buy gas?
I do
Do
buy
you
gas.
buy gas?
I do buy gas.
Oh, gas is $2.77 where I live at.
Yeah, that gas is down.
Oh, well, you know how much I drive
But
to
but
go
that's
to work?
but that's not what
Do,
we're talking
do you
about,
think
sir.
I fucking consume more
Hey,
beef
Hey, sir, did you
than
know
I do gas?
did you know the
I'm sorry about the curse words. I'm sorry.
did,
My
did you
bad,
know
my
there
bad,
was a
my
new
bad.
Justin Bieber album out?
I don't know about that, man.
Oh, well, I mean, since we're bringing up topics that were not what we were talking about and had nothing to do with what we're talking about,
Well, you asked me
then I don't
about
very know what
beef,
you're
then
talking
I
about.
don't-
I
that's
said,
a
you said,
topic
what
that-
do I disagree with? I said tariffs because they are raising consumer prices. Okay, I didn't talk about
And
gas.
I told
wasn't
you
talking
that
about
I
gas
don't
prices
see the
whatsoever.
raise of the prices.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, if
My
we're just
bad,
going to
bro. You
talk
got it,
about
you
just
got it, you got it,
random
you got it.
things that freaking have nothing to do with the conversation that we're talking about, then we can talk about Justin Bieber's new album and maybe about, I mean, football's starting this season. We could just talk about that. Prices
But I
are up
literally
across
asked
the
you,
United
like,
States.
what are we going to talk about?
We were talking
I
about
was just
consumer
listening
prices.
to you. You were talking about abortions. You were talking about abortions. Like, that's what you were talking about. And that's why I jumped on the phone.
Sir,
You said you 38 years old, right? You a grown-ass man. And you talking about, oh, when is conception? When is this and when is that? Who made you the fucking director of that?
who made me the
You ever-
director
you
of
ever
what
been
conception
with,
is?
you ever been with a woman that had to give an abortion or get an abortion?
Actually, yes.
Okay. Was she, man, and what was the situation?
I don't care. It doesn't matter what the situation is because it's not important because that was a
Oh,
choice that
man,
she
it doesn't
made.
matter what the situation is.
It doesn't.
You just about to get rid of a life?
Sir, it doesn't matter what the situation is because, again,
Ah, come on, man.
that was
you're
her
not
choice
even a human
as a
being,
woman.
bro.
Yes,
You're not a human being.
Sir, I'm very...
it was
Sir,
her
stop
choice, right?
hollering.
It was
Please
her
stop
choice.
hollering. Please stop hollering. Okay? You're sounding ignorant. Okay? I am sorry that you feel the need that you need to control women. And I'm sorry that I can just say, hey, it's not a big deal for me to let women be able to make decisions about their bodies and medical decisions with their doctors without my say-so
Why
in
do you
it. Okay?
keep saying medical? Why do you keep saying medical? Stop lying to these people.
Stop lying. Do you not know
Everybody
what
knows that
medical
most
decisions
women
are?
get abortions. Everyone knows that most women get abortions because it was a terrible decision that they made. They had sex with another man.
If you were the terrible
unprotected,
decision, then
and
I
that's what
100% support abortion.
Come on, man. Like,
If you were the
stop it,
horrible
bro.
decision,
no one's
like,
getting-
the
listen,
fact, like,
look,
making
look,
sure
look.
your genealogy
Look,
doesn't
you keep trying to cut me off. I
making
let you
sure
speak,
your
right? It's your platform.
making sure your genes
It's
don't
your
carry on is
platform,
probably the best
but
argument for abortion that I've ever
my
heard.
genes carry on very well.
Well, then we need to
Like,
expand abortion
but
to
you stop trying to act like
it's insane.
Women get abortions because it's a medical decision.
Sir, whatever
That's not what it
decision
is.
that women need to have in order to give abortions,
Okay, so
I
so,
don't give
hold
a
on,
shit.
So, right, let's have a good
let's
have a good conversation.
No,
man.
I'm tired of having conversation with literal troglodyte
Of
fucking
course you
men
don't.
that want to
You don't
control
wanna have-
fucking women.
this-
No, you're
you
right. I
using-
don't want to have a
like,
conversation
shut
with
up,
you.
man.
I
You
don't want
talking
to have a
crazy.
conversation
You're
with you
talking
in the
crazy.
fucking slightest.
You know that women get abortions because they did not want to
Sir,
fucking have a child
okay.
with this person
5,
that they had
4,
sex
3, 2, 1.
2,
Awesome.
1.
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to have a conversation with you about abortion because I don't believe that you are intellectually honest enough or smart enough to have this conversation with me. And I am sick and fucking tired of having fucking conversations with men who want to fucking control women and can't just let women make decisions on their fucking own. So if you want to continue to have this
Hey,
abortion
yo.
argument with me, hey, listen, ding dong.
Okay.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
If you want to have this abortion conversation with me, then you can have it to a fucking dial tone because I'm going to fucking hang up on you. Because I have zero will to have another fucking intellectually fucking
Why you gonna hang
dishonest,
up on me?
pathetic fucking conversation with another fucking man that has no fucking idea what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? I am so fucking sick of having these stupid fucking conversations.
The man with 3 children, with 3 daughters, has no clue what he's talking about. That's crazy to me.
Okay, how about this? How about this?
The man with 3 daughters.
Yeah. Let me ask you, how about this? I'll make you a deal.
Has no clue what he's talking about.
I'll make you a deal.
To a fucking geek on the fucking internet.
I'll make you a deal.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Hey, I'll make you a deal.
Yeah,
Okay?
make me a deal.
Okay, cool. I will have this conversation for you, okay? But as long as you can answer one question for me. Fair?
I mean, go ahead.
Is that fair or no?
Man, ask your question.
Either yes or no.
Yes.
All right,
there
awesome.
You go.
What's an ectopic pregnancy?
You said what's the what?
What's an ectopic pregnancy?
And hold on, say that one more time, bro.
What is an ectopic pregnancy?
An ectopic. I have no clue what that is.
But you have 3 daughters. You know all of this stuff about pregnancy and all these things about a woman's body because you have 3 daughters.
You
don't even know what a fucking ectopic pregnancy
you're literally.
is. That's what I fucking thought. Get the fuck off my fucking live. Exactly what the fuck I thought. Exactly what the fuck I thought. I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation because you think you know some shit when you don't know a goddamn fucking thing. Okay? You haven't just because you lasted fucking 10 seconds in fucking bed and some poor woman got fucking pregnant does not mean that you are now a professional on women's fucking bodies or fucking pregnancy. Okay? So shut the fuck up. Jesus fucking Christ. Shut the whole hell up. Oh my goodness. Kalila, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said all you SA victims heard it. Don't be a murderer. Yeah, you freaking, yeah, that's who the right wants to blame on you too. 100%. How dare you were SA'd. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. Thank you so much, Khalil. I appreciate you. Tara, thank you so much for the $75 on Venmo. Said, thank you for always standing up for women's rights. We love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Tara. I really, really appreciate that. And Dagger, thank you so much for the $50 Venmo. Says, it's always wild when men want to talk about abortion. My partner had an ectopic pregnancy and would have died if we lived in a red state. Please fuck all the way the fuck off when it comes to women's health care. W's in the chat for fucking... I didn't even read that message from Dagger, and I feel like it's exactly what I just said. Fuck all the way the fuck off. W's in the chat for Tara and Dagger for those freaking awesome fucking messages and for the Venmos. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I feel like, Dagger, I feel like we were just like we're on the same mindset right there. I hadn't even read that yet, and you just freaking nailed it. Like exactly what I was trying to say. Oh my freaking goodness. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. You guys are absolutely awesome. Yo, make sure you guys are hitting that sub button, hitting that follow button. Let's keep this thing going. Subscribing. We said we're on our way up to that 275 over on TikTok, and we're on our way to 200 on YouTube. So if you guys would like to become paid members, subscribers, be part of the giveaways, be part of the bingo, be part of our Discord, be part of all that stuff, please consider joining. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Oh, another 38-year-old. Is this like just 38-year-olds day? It sounds like it. I think they're like the third
day, man.
I think it's like the third 38-year-old I've talked to today. Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do not.
All right. Hey, awesome, man. But I am only looking for Trump supporters right now, but I do appreciate you, all right? Millie's 38 too. Just everybody's 38. Everybody's 38 today. I guess that's all it is. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. How old are you?
I am 37 years old.
Awesome. 37. Oh, man, if you had been 38, you could have been part of the crew.
Well, hopefully this conversation goes better than that last one, eh?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, are you Canadian?
It's insane.
Nope, not Canadian.
All right, you said A there. I had to just make sure. Because I don't deal with Maple MAGA. Do you support Trump?
I do. Yeah. I in some ways I do, in some ways I don't. I think, I think it's easy to sit around and listen to promises, and then when action follows promises, you lose some of your original some of your original desire for support, but in many ways I still do, yes.
Yeah, so I don't really understand. Like you watched Donald Trump be president the first time. He promised a whole bunch of stuff, didn't deliver on any of those things, right? Didn't actually pass any meaningful legislation that helped the middle class more than it just helped the rich. He was on our way to putting us in a recession, and the only thing that saved him as far as that recession goes is because of COVID. So why would you think that he was going to actually keep his promises the second time?
Well, I think that's true for most sitting U.S. presidents that we've ever had. A lot of people promise a lot of things, and in reality, anyone, whether it be Republican, Democrat, whether it be Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Ronald Reagan, they all make promises in their own interests at the end of the day. It's really, I hate to use the phrase, a lesser of two evils, but there are problems that were occurring in the country in the last presidency that I deemed more important to solve, and I figured that he would be a person to solve those problems.
Yeah. So again, that's incredibly incorrect. There was tons of things that the Obama administration and the Biden administration promised, and I would actually say probably overwhelmingly more things than not things that they promised when they were running for president that they actually achieved. And that was not the case in Donald Trump's presidency whatsoever, and it's again not the president, not the one here. So Donald Trump has never actually solved a problem when it came to the U.S. government, including his first 4 years in term, where he never solved a single problem that was happening in the United States. So I don't know why you would think that he would be the one to solve anything. And again, there was tons of problems that Biden had that he solved. The American Rescue Plan was absolutely vital to helping recover the United States. And that's just one of many that we can talk about that he promised, and he also, also succeeded in. So what problems that we have under the Biden administration that Donald Trump was going to be able to fix?
Well, I think a huge problem, well, this is actually one of those things I was talking about earlier, where you initially support something, and then as things occur, you start to pull back from it. So a big example for me was immigration. And when I think immigration, I don't think, oh no, we have illegal immigrants, they're all gang members, they're all rapists, we have to stop them. When I think immigration, I think when you have millions and millions of people fleeing. I spent a long time living in the Denver, Colorado area. And when you have millions and millions and millions of people coming into the country, it's not the idea is not whether or not they're welcome here. The idea is, are we prepared to welcome immigrants into the country with infrastructure? And the answer is no. And that was extremely clear on the streets of Denver over the last 4 years.
Hold on, but why didn't we have infrastructure?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
But why didn't we have
homeless
infrastructure?
immigrants. Why didn't? Because everyone wants to fix problems immediately. Oh, let's stop all immigration. Let's let everyone in. People don't understand that the country and the infrastructure in the country was built over a century period.
Right, but
So
multiple
you're
times
saying,
during
yeah,
the
let's
Biden
just-
administration were they trying to build infrastructure in order to freaking help this problem?
Absolutely. I mean,
And the Republicans
absolutely not.
blocked them every single time.
What infrastructure was Biden trying to build to house illegal immigrants?
Yeah. So again, there was three different immigration bills that were put up to the Congress, that were supported by the Biden administration, including one that was written by Republicans that would have created not only infrastructure.
And what were the exact things that were going to welcome these immigrants into the country?
Hold on, sir. What do you
and
mean
give them
welcome
some
these
sort of
immigrants into
humanity?
this? What do you mean welcome them into the country? You do realize that we have a ton of infrastructure in places, especially across the southern border, to house migrants. Okay.
So why do we have 5,000 homeless immigrants living on the streets of Denver?
Why do we have any homeless people anywhere?
Well, what I'm talking about is immigration. So why do we have 5,000 homeless immigrants that are washing windows in December in Denver?
Hold on. So are they washing windows or are they homeless?
They're standing on the side of the road.
Awesome.
Homeless,
So can you have any
with
data to
children.
actually show that you have 5,000 undocumented homeless immigrants in Denver?
Listen, man. There are
No,
thousands
that was a
homeless people
that was
in
a
Denver.
simple question. Do you have any data to
There is-
show?
there is no data to support my exact number. No.
Okay. Do you have something that supports anywhere near your number?
Yeah, go drive around downtown.
Sir, unless you expect me to go drive around downtown Denver with a little counter and just go one person that I think is homeless, two persons that I think is homeless,
Listen, man,
three persons that I think is homeless, then you're just
I haven't said anything disrespectful to
How
you.
was that
So
disrespectful?
stop being a fucking smart ass.
How was that
punk-ass
being
bitch.
disrespectful? You just made an entire just random fucking number and just pulled it completely out of your fucking ass.
You're gonna
to
sit
just
there
be
and
like,
say, I'm
there's
gonna go around with a little
5,000.
counter.
Sir, you just said there was 5,000 undocumented homeless people in Denver. Okay, I didn't say that. You just yanked that fucking number fully out of your whole ass. Okay,
Why
and
are
then
you
when I
screaming
ask
at me?
you, and
Why
then when
are
I
you
ask you,
screaming at me?
when I simply just ask you,
Why are you screaming?
Sir, would you like me to scream? Is that helpful for you? I'm not
Dude,
screaming,
you are
sir.
the problem
Nobody's
with the
fucking
Liberal
screaming.
Party.
Stop
You're
being
the reason that Trump is the
Stop
president.
being a little snowflake, sweetheart. Please.
You
Jesus
are the
Christ.
reason that Donald
MAGA,
Trump is the
please
president.
raise your children so I don't have to teach your children manners on fucking live.
You
Jesus
are the
fucking Christ,
reason-
this fucking snowflake. Sir, I'm not a
This
Democrat and I'm
attitude
not a
is the
liberal.
reason that
I'm not a
Donald Trump is
Democrat,
president.
nor am I a liberal, so I really don't care. You just said that 5,000 undocumented migrants were homeless in Denver. All I simply asked from you,
I digress the number.
Sir.
I digress the number.
sir, you can't
I digress the
digress
number.
a number.
I take the number away.
That
It
would be
was an
retracting
incorrect
the number.
statement.
You can't
It
digress
was
a
an
number. Okay?
I digress. I retract the number.
All
It
right.
was an incorrect statement. There is no
All
need to
I
insult
simply asked you was, do you have data for that number? And you're like, why
No,
are you
I
being
do
a
not.
dick? Like, literally, that's all I asked you was, do you have any backing for that number?
No, no, no,
and
no,
you
no.
said, I'm
And
being
then-
a
and
dick.
then
Like,
you
stop being such a
followed
little
it up
snowflake, bro.
And then you
Seriously,
followed it
grow
up
a pair,
with a
dude.
comment of, let me go around with a
Please
little
grow a
counter.
pair, dude.
That's disrespectful.
Please grow a pair.
Have a respectful conversation.
I was having a respectful conversation, sir.
Would you talk to me like this in person?
Yes,
That's my
absolutely,
question.
I would.
No,
Yeah, I'm
you
not.
would not,
You think
'cause
you
you'd
think
get
I'm scared
knocked
of
the
you, bro?
fuck out,
Not in the
you fucking
slightest.
punk ass
Yeah,
bitch.
you'd get slapped up like a whole little bitch, bro. Don't even fucking try.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm sure I would.
You're not
you
hard
fucking
just because
bitch.
you can talk to
Uh-huh.
someone on the internet, all right? So, anyways, as I was
You're
trying to
the
get
one
back to an
doing
act, sir, this is the last time I'm going to try to bring this back to an actual conversation. And if you can't handle that, I'll just hang up and get an actual adult on here who can.
Okay.
All
I
right?
respect that. Go ahead.
Cool. Thank you. So, what I was saying was, you're saying that there was 5,000 migrants on there. I was just saying that there's no way for you, unless you have proof of those numbers, that is a ridiculous
digress.
argument. Okay. Again, sir, you
We've
can't
already covered
digress
that.
a number.
We've already covered that.
Yeah. I'm apparently we haven't because you won't let me finish my sentence. Okay, so I'm sorry that you find it disrespectful in any way, shape, or form that I am asking you to prove that your numbers. Outside of that, all
You
I
think
was
the- you
all right,
think the
sir.
tone of your voice-
You have a good day. I'm not freaking sitting here and listening to your fucking voice anymore. Heidi, thank you so much for the sub on TikTok. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm literally not gonna sit here and listen to your voice anymore. Holy shit, bro. Jesus Christ. That is freaking crazy, dude. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21. I just wanted to say, hey, thank you for, spreading awareness on this cult that's going on. I just seen you're live and wanted to call in. And also, if some other people start talking about how much his Trump's birthday bash parade costed and how much he's, spent on ICE for our hard-earned tax-paying money. So I just wanted to come on here and say thank you.
Absolutely, man. You have a good one, all right?
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, hello.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Hi, how old are you?
30 years old?
30 what?
30.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to say 38. I was like, if I get another 38 person up here, I'm going to freaking lose my mind. Awesome. So do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What's that?
I think, specifically in this term, I think what he did was going into Iran and, showing the rest of the world that it's important to, take care of Iran and not just, give them billions of dollars and eliminate the threat, send in 7 B-2 bombers, eliminate Fordo, whatever they did. And, I think that was important.
Yeah. So we didn't eliminate any threat whatsoever. Actually, I think they have more of a threat now than they did before. So.
It's possible you're right that they for sure. I'm saying the CIA came out from the Pentagon that I think up to 75% of it was destroyed. So I think they set him back whatever amount of time they set him back. I think that's better than just giving them the money and appeasing them.
It's insane.
Yeah, so that was just the CIA director that said that after the Defense Intelligence Report actually said that we did not destroy them whatsoever and that they could rebuild within 6 months. And then Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth got really, really mad that actual Defense Intelligence assessment actually came out and said that. And then so right after that, and Donald Trump got all mad, and then the head of the CIA came out and was like, "Oh no, we really destroyed it." But see, the problem with that is that we're not the only country in the world that has an intelligence agency. And if you look at intelligence agency reports from over 50 different countries on the planet, it shows that we set them back less than 6 months, including Israel's assessment, who is our biggest ally in the region and probably has the strongest intelligence when it comes to the Middle East, right? And even they said that we did not, destroy any of their stuff. We're also still missing 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, which we have no idea where it's at, right? And they still have enrichment facilities. The bombs did not get to a point where they were destroying their centrifuges to where they can't do it also. So not only did we not destroy their centrifuges, but they have centrifuges and they have uranium, and we don't know where the uranium is. And the Ayatollah literally just came out and said, well, now after the break in relations with the United States and how they broke, they broke off relations and deal making and with the United States, and now we almost definitely have to have a nuclear weapon, even though even our intelligence reports prior to the attack said that they weren't trying to build a nuclear weapon.
All right, so I'm saying if you look back at the whole thing, so you wouldn't. What's the other option? I'm saying you have to go and try. You could be right that it wasn't as effective as as we wanted it to be, but like, what's the other option to go and sign a nuclear deal and make Iran chance that to America, that to Israel? I'm saying, well, what's the other option?
What are you talking about, sir? We are not only were they abiding by the JCPOA, right? But we had inspectors in there that said they were abiding by the JCPOA, and our intelligence said that they were abiding by that. So they weren't trying to create a nuclear weapon. So why did we need to do anything?
They were according to reports, they were months away from developing a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to. They just had 60% uranium, and they need to get to 90%, which isn't a huge jump. But they've been at 60% for like a decade.
I don't think they would have gone in if they weren't on the doorstep, right? I heard to go from 0 to 60 could take a decade, but to go from 60 to 90 could take a couple of weeks. Could take a couple of months.
They've been at 60 for like 10 years. They were a few months away for 10 years. They weren't trying to do it. Okay. Dude, the only reason that Donald Trump even sent those bombs is because freaking Netanyahu said that Iran was weeks away. You know when else Bibi Netanyahu said that they were weeks away? Or that Israel said we were weeks away?
What?
Every 3 to 4 years since 1992. Every few years since 1992, the leader of Israel is like, Iran is 2 weeks away from creating a nuclear weapon. They did it in 1992, 1996, 2001, 2006. They do it all the freaking time. The only difference is that most presidents are smart enough to go, hey, we have the intelligence that shows that they're not actually trying to do that. So we're not going to ruin relations, which is going to, make them, more likely to try to seek nuclear weapons. We're going to, try to negotiate with them so that they don't get that in a diplomatic way, because that's our job.
Exactly. That was the problem. They negotiated with them, and the Bidens and Obamas gave them billions of dollars, which
no, they didn't.
Gave Hamas all the money they needed.
No, they didn't.
Right. With Iran's problem. Let me just finish my
point.
No,
but they didn't give them money. That's a lie.
Let you talk. Let me just finish my point, please.
Well, can you not lie the whole time then?
They didn't make a hostage deal and give billions of dollars?
Correct.
So that's not true. They did.
They did not. No.
How much did they trade for the hostages?
They didn't trade anything for hostages. They released certain sanctions on the country for the hostages, and there was money that was temporarily released towards Iran, but it never actually got to Iran, and it was their money, not ours.
So where did that money go to? It didn't go to Qatar.
It didn't go to Iran.
Exactly, and they went to Qatar, and Iran and Qatar, they should all support each other because Qatar supports Hamas.
Sir,
And
there
Hamas
was
is
no look, sir, if you're trying to get me to forget, like, talk about like whether I freaking think Hamas is bad, they're horrible. Do I think Iran and the Ayatollah are bad people? There absolutely are. Should we prevent them from having a nuclear weapon? 100%. Should we stop them from being funded in order to make sure that they don't freaking support groups like Hamas? 100%. What I'm saying is what Donald Trump did made our situation worse, not better.
Do you see any war in Iran right now? Hamas is decimated. Hezbollah is decimated. All the proxies are decimated. October 7th, unfortunately, as bad as it was, but it gave the U.S. opportunity. It could be right that Iran was always at 60%, but this gave us a unique opportunity to finally put the nail in the coffin. Whether that was effective or not, it still gave us that opportunity. Look at Hamas now. Everyone's claiming Hamas is, this major starvation in Gaza. That's true. But even the UN just came out today and said 85%.
Why are you changing topics?
I'm just putting out people are saying.
No, you're just changing topics because you're saying, oh, freaking Hamas was destroyed. Okay, yeah, Hamas is bad people. I hope they are destroyed. I wish not, Israel would stop committing a genocide in order to freaking get rid of them because that's freaking horrific and they're killing they're killing innocent women and civilians. But that has nothing to do with the United States decision to bomb Iran. But United States bombing Iran's nuclear sites and failing to destroy them did not have anything to do with the destruction of Hamas.
So it all started actually with the Abraham Accords when the Saudis were about to come in, okay? And because of that, Iran was isolated in the region and they had to come in and attack with October 7th. So it all started with the
You said Iran, which I believe you mean Palestine and Hamas, right? Which I agree with.
That is Iran.
That's not Iran. Hamas is Iran funded, but they're not. It's not Iran.
Who do you think is the go-ahead?
Sir, if I give you the go-ahead to go do something, does that make me you?
Well, if you're
yes or no, sir. If I give you the go-ahead to go do something, does that make me you?
Sort of, yes.
No, it doesn't. It means I could be funding you, I could be giving you the go-ahead, but it doesn't make me you, okay? I already agreed that they are funded by Iran, okay? I didn't say that that's not true, but Iran did not go in there, okay? That is a difference. The U.S. Yeah, exactly. Good point, Coco. The U.S. funds and backs Israel. Is the United States Israel?
The United States is not Israel, but they're allies.
Exactly. So again, freaking Iran did not go in on October 7th.
It's a little different. I hear what you're saying. It's just that Israel is a very big military country in itself. Hamas is just like a terror network. They're not like a country, or so to say. So it's like they're very isolated from being independent. So it's really not a perfect example of what Israel and America. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the same thing.
Okay.
We're getting a little off topic.
Sir, what's your point here?
I just my original point was that America going into Iran, I think that you had to erase evil off the map, and however,
but it didn't do that.
But that's a separate discussion. I'm talking about the actual intent of going in and trying to do so. Was that the right thing to do? I think absolutely. I think the whole October 7th gave them the perfect opportunity to do so.
Gotcha. So yes, you're right. If the entire point was just to attack Iran and get nothing done and make our situation and us less safe and make Israel less safe, then Donald Trump did a great job. If the intention was to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon and to make Israel more safe in the region, then he did the exact opposite of that. Okay, and everybody knew that doing that was going to be the exact opposite of that, which is why no other president did it, because every other president understood that doing exactly what Donald Trump did made us and Israel less safe, and they didn't want to do that. So if you disagree with it just because you wanted the attack to be done and you don't really care about whether Iran has a nuclear weapon, you don't care how safe we are, you don't care about the safety of the region, if you don't care about all that sort of stuff and you just want, if you just want the bombing to happen because you don't really care about safety or whether Iran has a nuclear weapon, that's fine. Me personally, I care about whether Iran has a nuclear weapon and I don't want them to have one, okay? And so therefore, Donald Trump's bombing of Iran made them closer to being able to do that, and I don't like that. If you like Iran being closer to having a nuclear weapon, then that's on you, man.
The region's much safer now. All the Arab nations are going to be coming towards. Yeah, the Arab nations can't wait. Iran is isolated like they've never been before. All that you're going to see in the next couple of months or in the next year or two, all the Arab nations they have deals on the table already between the Saudis, between the other Arab nations. There's major talk about it, and
there was major talk about it before they bombed.
No, and now that Iran's been like all the way pushed off to the end of the table, and everyone else has been decimated, all the proxies. This is like giving them Israel and the other rest of the Arab nations.
Again, sir, the proxies had nothing to do with the bombings.
It's all connected from.
No,
October
you're just
7th.
trying to connect it, sir. Proxies being destroyed, good thing. The way the proxies are being destroyed, sometimes good, sometimes bad, depending on which proxy we're talking about. I am not making an argument about whether the proxies should be destroyed. They should be. I'm making the argument that Iran is closer to having a nuclear weapon now than they were before. That is a stone cold fact. Period. Okay?
Okay. Do you know the original plan of October 7th? Do you know what the plan was?
Sir,
plan was
again, sir, why are you trying to talk about October 7th? Why do you keep going? Why do you keep trying to change the subject?
I'm not trying to change the subject.
You
I'm just trying to
are.
explain to you. Please let me explain.
I
So on
really
October
don't
7th
want you to, because this is a waste of time.
It's not. Please don't hang up on me. I'm trying to have a debate.
Why should I? Well, no, you're not, sir, because you're not engaging with anything that I'm saying. Okay, you said I support Donald Trump's bombing of Iran. I am trying to engage with you in a conversation about the bombing of Iran, and you want to go off to Hezbollah and Hamas and October 7th and everything else that's in the region, because apparently you can't differentiate what's going on in the region with American freaking actual military support and the nuclear weapons that the lack of nuclear weapons destruction in Iran. If you just want to be anti-Iran, that's fine. I'm anti-Iran too.
Why did he bomb them in his first term? Why didn't Trump bomb Iran in his first term? If you really wanted to bomb them, why didn't you do it in the first term?
Why didn't he do it the first term? Because he actually had generals that would actually tell him freaking that what he's doing is stupid, and they actually listened to
now
them.
All of a sudden, Trump is listening to his generals, and then he wasn't. This created the perfect opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, Donald Trump specifically said in this term that he was going to make sure he had cabinet members and generals and all that sort of stuff in spot that were actually loyalists to him, not people that were actually like correct when it came to certain things, right? This is why literally in his first term, that's why literally in his first term, okay, he just allowed generals, so again, generals are nonpartisan in his first term, he allowed those generals to come in and make actual military decisions. And the second he got in office this time, he fired a whole bunch of generals. He fired them because he didn't want to hear anything that he did, that whether it was true or not, that he didn't like. He wanted people in there that were loyalists, not people that were going to make the right decisions.
Why did Israel attack Iran in Trump's first term? Why did Israel attack Iran in his first term?
I don't know, dude. Why didn't Israel attack Iran in this first term?
Yeah, there was no opportunity to attack Iran. They were so strong. Hamas was so strong. If Israel dare touch Iran,
I didn't say Hamas was so strong. What argument are you talking about? What is it?
Hamas from the south.
All right, dude.
The Houthis from the west. Everyone would have been all over Israel. They had to decimate everybody in order to go into Iran. You can't just go into Iran when they have people.
Sir, Iran was weak. I don't disagree with that. What are you talking about? Yes, I am aware that Iran was weak. I am aware that freaking there was detriment to it based off of the things that happened on October 7th and with the proxies of Iran. I don't disagree that Iran was weak. Okay, don't disagree with that whatsoever.
Exactly. So what are you saying? They needed Iran to be weak in order to go into Iran.
That Israel took the chance that Iran was weak to go into Iran. I don't disagree with that either.
There's nothing to do with the generals. You just said it was because of the generals.
What?
You just said only now they want into Iran. Trump went into Iran, and not the first time, because now he's listening to now he's doing what he wants to do, and he's gonna go into
Sir,
Iran.
do you not think that we could have sent B-2 bombers in to bomb Iranian nuclear sites in his first term?
No, because
yes, of course we could have. Of course we could have. Are you stupid? Of course he could have. Of course we fucking could have. Are you literally Netanyahu has been begging for this for freaking literally forever. And yes, absolutely we could have done that a long time ago. Okay? Yes, Iran is weaker than they are weaker now, but it does not change the fact that it did not help us. Why can't you get that fucking part through your head?
The CIA came out and said 75% of it was destroyed.
Then
So
why did the initial intelligence report from the DIA report say that that we set them back less than 6 months? Why does every intelligence agency across the world say we set them back less than 6 months? And how come we have yet to see? And how come we have yet to see an actual assessment? And it's just the CIA director who's a Trump appointee coming out and saying that. Why is that?
How do you know? So
Answer my fucking question, ding dong.
You're speculating. You're speculating.
No, you're speculating.
How do you know which one's correct? How do you know
I'm
which one's
sorry,
correct?
sir. If you know how you ever watch a commercial? You ever seen a commercial for like a toothpaste where they say like 9 out of 10 doctors agree?
Okay, what's the point?
Yeah. If 51 intelligence agencies across the world all say we set them back less than 6 months, and our own intelligence also say we set them back less than 6 months, and then Donald Trump gets mad at it, and then Donald Trump gets mad at it.
You're making that up.
And then Donald Trump gets mad at it, and literally 3 days later, the freaking CIA director who's a Trump appointee without an assessment, without a report, just comes out and says some random fucking number. Then no, I'm not going to believe the one number. I'm going to believe our defense intelligence assessment and the defense and the intelligence assessment from 51 different countries, not just some Trump appointee.
What assessment could they have that's proof, that's evidence?
What?
You're telling me you're believing speculation evidence from other countries, right? Because we're basing this conversation on
intelligence evidence?
Yeah,
So you don't believe
what
Israel.
intelligence-
So you're saying you don't believe Israel's intelligence assessment?
Israel's intelligence wasn't 6 months?
It was less than 6 months, actually.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, they just released it like 2 weeks ago.
Came out.
No,
Bibi
Bibi himself came out and said all sorts of
Bibi
shit.
said it was a
Yeah,
ticket.
Bibi came out and said a whole bunch of shit, but the assessment report did not say that.
It was not
Bibi
6 months.
said-
You showed
see,
me that.
you're
you-
much more-
You showed me
you're-
that proof. You pull it up.
Yeah,
You Google
I
it. You
easily
show it
could.
to
I'm
me. I'll
not
agree
going
with
to
you.
because this is a waste of a conversation in space. But yeah, I absolutely.
No,
could.
you can't say that. Intelligence report said 6 months. I also say that shit.
Yeah.
You can't just start
Yeah, that's
quoting
fine.
random shit and then not back it up. Show me.
Okay.
I'll Google a site right
No,
now.
watch how I just did that. See, I just did it.
Watch it.
Oh,
What?
it's funny how you said I couldn't do it.
Do what? What did he do?
Huh? Oh no, you were saying I could not just make the claim and then just not pull it up, and yeah, I can do that. I just did it. Watch, see how easy that was.
Just no, but back it up. Show me. I'll
Yeah.
Google a site.
No, I don't want to.
Online. Proof. You can't just start saying shit.
Yes,
and
I can.
start saying
Watch.
That it's true. And to all those people who are saying that there's a jet.
Anyways, yeah, I totally could pull it out. I don't even want to listen to you. You're up here just trying to be a freaking Zionist or whatever, and it's freaking not working, bro. Sorry, man. I'm not gonna sit here and just prove bullshit to you when you believe freaking just a random fucking word from freaking Donald Trump's CIA director. Get the fuck off my screen. Anyways, Frankie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said too many people think be respectful means do what I say and don't argue. Exactly. Very, very true. They for some reason think that be respectful is just do whatever the fuck I tell you to do. No, you're not respectful. I'm not gonna be respectful back. See how that easy that works? Pretty simple. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Frankie. I really appreciate that. Tamara said 3 girls and all you did was cut the cord. Oh yeah, that's that last caller. Yeah, probably not even that. That's ridiculous. And Sam said, I'm gonna copy your stream, but not be an arrogant prick. Okay. Sam, do you don't think that there's tons of people who've tried to do what I do? You don't think there's not tons of people that try to do what I do? I see a new person that tries to do what I do every single day on TikTok or YouTube or some shit like that. Go ahead, I encourage it. Please do. I swing by them all the time. They usually have like 11 people in there, but have fun. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. If you all would like to support, remember we still have members and subscribers open. So if you'd like to become a sub or become a member, or you'd like to gift one because you really want to support my live and you think I'm really, really awesome, please consider becoming a member, becoming a subscriber on any of the platforms, or gifting them to somebody else. I really appreciate that. By the way, Jessica, that's not a hate on people that have not a few people in their lives or whatever. I just do think it's funny that every single person thinks that they can do this, and it's not just as easy as just getting up on screen and just being nice to people. It's not. Okay. I think that a lot of people think that it's just like, oh, that's all I have to do is get up there and get on screen and just do stuff. It's not that easy.
It's insane.
It's not that easy. Okay. It takes a lot of work to do these type of things. Okay. It takes a lot of research and study, a lot of things that you do that happens when I'm not on the microphone. Okay. And some people start out small, and I was really small at one point, and then you get bigger and other people just never make it. But just to think that just because, I'm just going to do what you do and just do it better than you. If you can do what I do better than me, then please go do it. I encourage you. I'll come support you. I support you. If you can do what I do better than I do, then please do it. I'll come to your live and bring you people.
Hello?
100%. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
All right, why is that?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
He had a little beat to him there. That was pretty good. Oh, I forgot I didn't have my phone up. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Do you support Trump?
Kinda, not really though.
All right, man. Well, I'm looking for people that support Trump up here, so.
Yeah, no, he's too much of a Jew, man. I don't like Jewish people.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support a lot of it. I support the Iranian strikes. I think those are pretty good, honestly. I think you keep bringing up this initial 6-month assessment, whereas the Israeli intelligence agency and the U.S. say that it's been set back years. But
again, can you show me the report from the U.S. intelligence that says that?
You want to see the report?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'll pull up the report at a later date. I mean, listen, man.
No, really, I would love to see it because, again, I can actually pull up the report from our Defense Department that says it was shut back less than 6 months. I can pull that up. It's not hard to find.
The initial assessment. Listen, man. I think you're
okay. How about this? Let's make this super simple. Let's say it's 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say it's 3 years. Let's just say I'm completely wrong. Okay. And you're 100% right. Okay. Sound good?
Sure.
If it's 3 years, it was still a fucking failure, and we're still less safe than we were before.
Yeah. No, I know. But it's like.
So what? Who cares?
I think you display I don't know. How do you think? What do you think? The nuclear deal was the better option here? It just displays a lack of consideration for how people actually are. The fact that the Iranians aren't just people like me and you that just want to get along and make money and be chill. These people are insane.
Sure, I agree that the Iranians are insane. They are bad people, okay? Which is why it is so good that we had things like the JCPOA, where not only could we go and check and make sure that they weren't trying to get a nuclear weapon, okay? But we constantly were checking out, and they had incentive not to make a nuclear weapon. Okay, that's the difference, is that they had incentive not to. They were using the nuclear program as an ability for an incentive not to, so that we could go in there, we could ensure that they weren't making a nuclear weapon. Now we don't have that ability. We lost that ability to check to make sure that the bad people aren't doing the bad thing.
Listen, the JPPOA, or whatever the nuclear Iran deal was called, okay, essentially gave the Iranians a ton of money. It was their money, but we released it to them, if you want to be pedantic on that point. Okay, so we gave them a bunch of money, and then we hoped that by bringing them back into the world order, right, and essentially sending out people to check that they weren't building bombs in like the nearest term, that eventually they would get to a point where they would liberalize over time, and we wouldn't have to, like, this isn't like a don't build nukes forever thing. This is like a short-term option to delay the nuclear capabilities of Iran in a short period, and essentially allow them to amass wealth in the short term. It's stupidity. Like, I don't understand why you think that that's gonna lead. Like, why you think that they would liberalize by getting wealthy? That's exactly what we thought about China, and look where that got us.
Trying to compare China to Iran is ridiculous. Okay. And second of all, sir, even if you disagree with things like the JCPOA, which again did not give them that money, which I made very, very clear prior. Okay. But even if it did give them that money, and that's the problem with you have it, still diplomatic relations are better than bombing a country, because once you bomb a country, okay, now they have no reason to negotiate anymore.
Dude, what are you talking about? I mean, this is all game theory and how to essentially like have leverage over other countries. Like the Iranians want to negotiate. The fact that there aren't Israeli jets over Iran right now is like it's an example of the Iranians negotiating and being like, please, please, please leave. Okay. And like, again, it just displays like a lack of understanding on your
Sir,
end.
I understand this more than you could ever
foreign
fucking
affairs
believe, and I don't need you to continually tell me how you think that I don't understand anything. Are you actually going to retort any of my arguments, or is your entire argument just going to be nuh-uh? Because that's what you just keep saying. Like, literally every single time I bring up a point, your entire argument is just like, well, nuh-uh, and you don't understand it. Like, are you actually going to intellectually engage in this conversation, or are you just going to continue to say nuh-uh and you don't understand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. The issue is
Can you hurry the hell up? Because I'm really tired of hearing about your opinion of me, and that means less than nothing to me. Can you get to the point?
Listen, the problem is that these actors out there are rational, but they're evil, and they have different value systems than us. And so you need to essentially have maximum leverage, and you need to do things in an intelligent way. When you give them a bunch of money and hope that they don't build nukes in a short period of time, expecting them to liberalize at some point, that is very wrong. You're reading the situation incorrectly. This is what the Obama and Biden officials believed, and it shows a complete lack of human understanding of human nature. And as evidenced by China, as a counterexample of that kind of thinking, it's going to lead to bad things, because when we make our enemies, people who are enemies, like, even though me and you disagree, I think we are fundamentally aligned. We are of the same party belief system of Western culture, let's say liberal values, in opposition to China and Iran and other people who are, who like to, genocide and put people in concentration camps and terrorize, yada, yada, yada. Right? I'm just telling you that to think that, like, if we just hope and pray and like make a deal with the Iranians that they're not going to build nuclear weapons because they're going to get rich and they're going to realize that was all so dumb, it's just not going to happen.
Awesome. So I just went ahead and pulled it up on the screen to show you guys that, because these guys keep claiming for some fucking odd reason that the JCPOA gave the Iranians a whole bunch of money, which is absolutely and unequivocally false. Okay, and that's been proven over and over and over and over. We didn't give them a whole bunch of money in order to hope they don't build nuclear weapons. But here's the cool part, is that they weren't building nuclear weapons. Okay, so you're saying that literally it is impossible to stop them from building nuclear weapons by doing things like releasing sanctions, but it actually worked. Okay, it actually worked for a long time. Hell, I'll even give you an example of somebody who agrees with me. His name is Donald Trump. I don't know if you ever heard of him or not, but Donald Trump said under the Obama administration that if any president could fail to negotiate with Iran and had to resort to bombing them in order to stop them from getting nuclear weapons, they were a failure as a president. Donald Trump's words. Okay. Now, hold on. I'm still speaking. Okay, cool. Thank you. By the way, Donald Trump just encouraged Iran to trade oil with China at a higher rate. So I don't even know what you're talking about at that. But regardless of any of that, okay, he literally said Okay, that it would be a failure of a presidency if if Obama had to go in and bomb and couldn't get a negotiation done. The exact thing that happened to Donald Trump. Okay, we did not send them all of this money. Okay, whatsoever. Most of this money got tied. It was a release of their own money, and most of that money got tied up in freaking debts and Treasury Department debts and all sorts of stuff, and in Europe and all sorts of places. That money actually we didn't get there, so therefore that money couldn't have gone to like fund any of the proxies like that last guy was talking about. Okay, but at the end of the day, the way that we freaking make these things happen is not through attacking them. Okay, we want to have
It's insane.
we want to have the ability to be able to negotiate with countries like Iran, because that is how we do things. The things like military attacks should be the last and final draw, like when they're on their way to creating something like that, or when we really have a intelligence to show, all right, that they are actually attempting to build nuclear weapons, which again, our intelligence reports and the intelligence reports of over 51 countries show that they were not doing that. Okay, so it was a waste of time. We are now in a worse position than we were before. Okay, and I don't
Why are we
like
in
to
a
be
worse
in a worse
position?
position than we were before. Okay, I would like to be in better positions. I would like to be in a position where Iran, like before, was not trying to make a nuclear weapon. But again, the Ayatollah just came out and said that they don't see a way that they don't make a nuclear weapon right now. Before, we knew where all of their 60% enriched uranium is. Now there's 400 kilograms that are missing. They've already had meetings with like the assistant defense minister in Russia, where the assistant defense minister in Russia said that they were considering actually giving Iran a nuclear weapon after the attacks. Okay, these are all things that have made us closer to Iran having a nuclear weapon. And I don't think that's a good thing. Okay. But we could have seen that prior to the attacks. We knew prior to the attacks that if we did attack them, that it would make them closer to having a nuclear weapon. And then they attacked, and now we're in that situation before. So I just truly do not understand how you can say that you are in favor of Iran now being closer to having a nuclear weapon.
The reason that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon currently, well, first of all, when you say they weren't trying to build it, they were enriching uranium to levels completely unneeded by any kind of civilian use. It's like me pointing a gun to your head and being like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. It's complete stupidity. So ignoring that point, the reason that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon is because of several extremely successful covert operations by Mossad and the CIA to destroy Iran's nuclear capability and enrichment ability. And then essentially in 2015, okay, we didn't give them money. We didn't say, here's $1 billion. What we did was we brought them back into the financial system and allowed them as a petrostate to export all the oil that they had to sell at a steep discount to China and India. Okay, that's giving them a ton of money. Okay, however you want to cut and slice it, for like argument's sake, right? If you want to say we can give them a bunch of money, fine. We brought them back into the financial system and lifted a bunch of sanctions and allowed them to trade their oil, which made them very, very wealthy, which they used to fund proxies and kill many, many people, including American citizens, right? Like all the IEDs that were in Afghanistan that killed American soldiers were made by Iran. And the reason that we killed whatever that guy's name was in Iraq is because they bring in these
Let's say you're right.
terrorist fighters.
Let's say you're right.
And train them to how to kill U.S. soldiers.
Let's say you're right. Let's say you're right.
I am right. But
sure.
Continue.
Let's say you're right. How is that fixed now?
How is that fixed? I mean, all of their proxies are destroyed.
No. Hold on. No. Don't try to change the fucking subject. Hold on. Stop. So you said that they were they were releasing oil and all this sort of stuff. Donald Trump literally was on TV encouraging Iran to trade more oil with China, therefore giving them more money. Okay. So therefore, all of those sanctions that you're talking about, yep. Donald Trump is releasing them. He's encouraging their trade of oil. He's encouraging them to have more money. He's encouraging them to do all of that stuff. All right. So before, let's just say all of those things were happening. They were trading oil. They were funding their proxies. I agree with you. They were doing that. Okay. I agree. They were doing that. So before, they were funding money and they were trading. They were funding their proxies. They were trading oil. They were funding their proxies, and we could go in and make sure they didn't have a nuclear weapon. Now they're still trading their oil. They're still funding their proxies, and we can't go check and see if they have a nuclear weapon.
Was the IEIA, if I'm pronouncing that right, were they allowed into Iran before we struck those facilities?
IEIA, who the hell is that?
The international, whatever, it's essentially the watchdog for all the people. Who is that? These are the people that
You talking about the UN watchdogs?
No, it's the international, whatever the acronym.
Yeah,
is,
there was the UN watchdogs,
okay.
UN nuclear watchdogs were the IAEA. Yeah, those fools.
Whatever it is.
Yes, and
Whatever
they were kicked out like pretty much immediately. Actually, they just just agreed that maybe they were going to allow a couple in like soon or something.
Yeah, but it's like they weren't in there in the first place. They were enriching. They were consistently enriching it above levels.
Hold on, under the JCPOA, yes, they were.
What?
They were in there under the JCPOA. The reason why they left is because Donald Trump got rid of the JCPOA.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you're making it out like right before the strikes that he was doing, that they were out there making sure that they weren't building nuclear weapons. They
Yeah,
weren't.
because Donald Trump freaking tore up the agreement that had them doing that.
Yeah, the agreement that I stipulated earlier. Why
So
it was
let me again, sir. All of the things that were happening under the JCPOA, okay, are still happening now. Except for the nuclear watchdogs, except for the IAEA, people being in there. Everything else is still the same.
Except Iran is weaker than they've ever been.
You just don't get it. Dude. Okay, man. It's all right, dude. It's all right. Not everyone can just understand things. It's okay. It's all right. I get it, man. It's fine. But I'm getting really tired of repeating myself and your inability to understand it.
That's fine. That's fine. You want to move on to immigration?
No, I don't. Why? If you can't engage in this conversation intellectually, why would you don't think I want to move on to the next one with you?
I can't engage in it intellectually.
Correct, because if you can't understand that you're saying, hey, all of these bad things happened under the JCPOA, and now they're still happening. The only difference is that under the JCPOA, there was nuclear watchdogs in there watching them, and now there's not. If you can't understand the problem with your argument, and you're just going to continue to repeat the same thing over and over again, then you're not intellectually engaging with the conversation.
Yeah, listen. Okay. Listen, what my point here, okay, when it comes to the very bad 2015 Iranian nuclear deal, is we allowed a country like Iran, who had been killing our soldiers, who's a clear and present threat to the Western civilization, to essentially make a bunch of money just so they didn't build nuclear weapons, and just for a short period of time.
They're still making the same fucking money. Why can't you get that through your fucking head?
No, they aren't.
Donald Trump got on television and encouraged Iran to trade oil with China.
Donald Trump said that China could keep buying Iranian.
He encouraged them to do it, sir. So if your complaint is that Iran was trading oil and making money, and they're still trading oil and making money, then nothing has changed on that. Donald Trump getting out of the JCPOA did not change that.
Do you know how much Iran has to sell their oil for to China to make it worth it to China?
All right, dude. Anyways. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see how he's just completely not engaging in this whatsoever? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Just not even engaging with the words that are coming out of my mouth whatsoever. Just completely just ignoring the entire point.
I'm addressing your point about Trump saying China can keep buying Iranian oil.
Just completely ignoring it. Oh my goodness!
This is my favorite. This is my favorite thing about you. You ready? This is my favorite thing about you.
I don't care.
You say you're here.
Anyways, dude, it's like, how many times do I have to repeat it? Just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Just over and over and over and over and over. Like, dude, like, why can't we get to a point over here where we're just like, Iran bad. Iran bad. We know likey Iran nuclear weapons. bad. Okay? We don't want that. How do we fix that? Well, we had something to fix it. Oh, we don't like that. Let's do the thing that doesn't fix it instead. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Dude, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Anyways, Snowwolf, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says Steven Crowder would make you look real look real stupid. Steven Crowder would make look real stupid.
It's insane.
Oh, I know. I hope no Steven Crowder make me look stupid. Bro, the amount of times I get told that one of whoever insert right-wing debater would make me look stupid is ridiculous. Bring them on over. Have them come on in. Whenever they want. Lee, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Shay, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. And Bolt Outlaw says, go Chargers, bolt up. When we got like 20 more minutes before the game starts, something like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, y'all. All right. Yeah, actually, Charger game starts in about 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to go get ready to watch that. Because I missed the start. I missed the start of the last one, so I need to watch that. One more. Tara said one more. Should we do one more? The last few have been really, really bad. That's the only reason I'm like, ugh. The last few have been really, really bad. All right, I'll take one more. I'll take one more. Goodness gracious. The last few have just been so bad. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 70.
Awesome. Where do you support Trump?
Yeah, I did.
All right, why do you support Trump?
I just wanted to ask you why.
Hello. All right, well, that didn't work out too well. Whoa.
My vote.
I can't understand anything you're saying, dude. Your reception is horrible. All right, we'll have to move on to somebody else because I can't understand what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. I can't understand you. Oh, see, and then the phone doesn't ring. And the phone doesn't ring. All right, well, that's my cue. I'm getting off. I'll see you guys later. See you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Love you guys. Join the Discord. Hit that follow. Hit that subscribe button. Love you guys, all right? Too late. I already made my decision. Bye.